Hey everybody, tonight we're debating flat Earth versus globe Earth, and we are starting right now with the globe Earth side in particular. Roohif, glad to have you with us. The floor is all yours for your opening.
Good afternoon. Can I share my screen, please?
Yes.
Cool. I've got four arguments. Number one is measuring the 8 inches drop per mile squared due to Earth curvature. Nathan claims that doesn't exist and never been measured, obviously. Number two, bottom-up obstruction, and I'm going to be using the Canigou observation from France as my example. Number three, I'm going to use Southern flights. So as you can see, Nathan's got a little face mask or neck thing with the Gleason map on it at the moment. So he's a big fan of the AE map, and that stretches distances in the Southern Hemisphere. So I'm going to be using the Santiago to Sydney flight as my example. Fourth argument is the non-optical measurements of curvature, because FLIRFs tend not to commit to a model of refraction. So I'm actually going to measure the LIGO tube, the elevation profile of the LIGO tube in Louisiana, and show that that demonstrates that the datum on which it is based is curved. All right, and I sent this to Nathan about a week ago. This is the measuring 8 inches per mile squared of drop over distance. And I basically asked him, what angle should you get if you're on a mountain at 1,000 meters elevation and you're looking across to another mountain 50 kilometers away, which is 1,400 meters high, so 400 meters higher than you. So what is the predicted angle on a flat Earth? What is the predicted angle on a globe? And the way to do that on a flat Earth is pretty simple. You basically just draw a triangle, and the three sides of the triangle. One side has 50 kilometers distance. The opposite side is 400 meters higher. So you do the simple trig on that, and you get that 0.4584 degrees, which is about 27.5 arc minutes. Because we're looking through an atmosphere, we need to incorporate some refraction, and a typical amount of refraction is about 2.4 arc seconds per kilometer. So you end up with a prediction for flat Earth of about 29.5 arc minutes, which is half a degree. On a globe, however, the mountain would drop away due to Earth curvature, and that over 50 kilometers would drop about 200 meters or 196 meters. So that's just 8 inches per mile squared in freedom units. So you do the trig on a different triangle. So the triangle is 50 kilometers on the base, but only 204 meters higher, right? So you get a different angle, and that works out to 14 arc minutes. Again, you add the same amount of refraction, and you come up with a final angle of 16 arc minutes, which is about a quarter of a degree. All right, so we use two models to predict an angle for what we should measure, and then we just basically go out into the real world and see which model makes accurate predictions. And I've done this dozens of times. Here's a photo of me in California, just north of LA. One of the sites I went to take some angles to distant mountains a few years back. And at the end, sorry, that was a screenshot from a video I made back in 2019. And here's another screenshot from that video. And these graphs basically show, so that the gray line in that graph is the flat Earth prediction, or the predicted angle. The blue line is the globe predicted angle without refraction, and the orange line is the globe prediction angle with refraction. And those red crosses are the measurements, right? So you'll see that the actual measurements match the globe prediction with refraction quite well. So that's good confirmation of the model. My question for Nathan, when we get to the second part of the debate, is can flat Earth predict that angle? What angle should we measure to a distant mountain? I don't think you can. Second point is bottom-up obstruction, and flat Earth does not have an explanatory model for bottom-up obstruction. I'll be using the silhouette of Canigou as seen from Marseille, the particular one on 4th of February 2011 as the example. For all the different observer locations throughout that period of the year where you can see Canigou, between 80 and 90% of the mountain is below the horizon, which is in line with the prediction of a globe. And that video is a video I made basically going through the details of that observation, which I hope and trust that Nathan has watched, but I'm not optimistic. All right, so that's Canigou, and it sets behind these mountains, which is basically why you see it, so you get a silhouette of it. Here's just the basic info of that observation. So the viewer coordinates, viewer height, the distance, how much we predict is hidden if the Earth is a globe, and then the mountain elevation of 2785. Right, so if 2,320 is the expected hidden amount, then my prediction is approximately 5/6 of Canigou will be hidden below the horizon. And what do you know? So on the left is a screenshot from that video, and on the right is a 3D render assuming a flat Earth of the Canigou mountain range. And I've just overlaid the sun just to validate the scale. So you can see at the top of the render, that's 1/2 a degree of azimuth, which matches the angular width of the sun, right? And as you can see, that green line is where the horizon is in the photo, and approximately 5/6 of Canigou is below the horizon. Just not possible on a flat Earth. So, question for Nathan again, when we get to the freeform part, can flat Earth predict how much of a mountain is blocked by the horizon, and also explain why it's blocked? All right, number 3, Nathan is a huge proponent of Gleason's AE map, and obviously that is where Antarctica is the ice wall around the outside, and distances in the southern hemisphere are stretched compared to the globe. So I'll be using southern flights, in particular Santiago to Sydney, to show that this works on a globe but does not work on the Gleason's map. Again, another video I gave to Nathan a week ago, going into great detail about how this flight breaks the Gleason's map and confirms the globe. So just to stop Nathan backing out from endorsing the AE map, which is a possibility, he puts the AE map on everything. So here he is with the same face mask on the left, some meetup he's having, and then he's got it on his glasses. I understand he burnt it into his leather boots the other day as well, the AE map. So he's a big fan. Anyway. All right, so here's that globe, the route plotted on a globe. As you can see, it leaves Santiago heading southwest-ish, gets reasonably close to Antarctica, comes up to the south of New Zealand, and then into Sydney from the southeast. I've put both legs in this table up top here. So going from Sydney to Santiago is quicker because you get a little bit of help from jet streams. But it's into the wind from Santiago to Sydney, and it's about 13.5 hours back. On the globe, that's about 7,061 miles or 11,500 kilometers. The average speed with the wind is about 600 miles per hour. The average speed into the wind is 528 miles per hour, right? That's based off those average flight times. And that makes sense, given that the cruising speed or the cruising airspeed of a 777 is about 560 miles per hour. All right, so you get a bit of help with jet streams, and then lose a bit heading back into the wind. Right, on the AE map, it looks pretty horrible. So on an AE map, you should just go the straight line between Santiago and Sydney. Unfortunately, that takes you over mainland United States, up through Texas, over through maybe Vancouver in Canada, way north of Hawaii, and then coming into Sydney from the northeast. All right, it doesn't take that route, and there are many reasons we can show to show that it doesn't take that route. The route that it does take, again, goes wide, right around the outside edge of the pizza disc, up around to the south of New Zealand and into Sydney. I've calculated the distance for that route, the red line. It's 24,500 miles, or almost 40,000 kilometers. All right, that scale assumes the 60 nautical miles per degree. That's the scale for the map. So if you're traveling 24,481 miles and it's taking you a bit over 13 hours, you need to be traveling 1,831 miles per hour ground speed. All right, and that's into the wind. All right. So the simple question for Nathan, can a commercial airliner fly 1831 miles per hour into the wind? Obviously not. Non-optical curvature, like I said, flat earthers will hand wave refraction when we bring it up, but when we point out an observation that is consistent with the globe, they'll say, oh, it's atmospheric conditions, but not be able to specify what the atmospheric conditions are. So this is an example of non-optical curvature. So for this, I have gotten the elevation data for one of the arms of LIGO in Louisiana. So I'll probably just go to the next slide to demonstrate it a little better. So LIGO is claimed to be the straightest thing in the universe. It's basically a long vacuum tube which fires lasers, hits a mirror, and goes back, and it's meant to detect gravity waves. Doesn't matter. The thing that you need to notice in this picture is that there is a canal that runs alongside the LIGO tube. Right? It's in kind of two parts. So there's this first section, and then there's a bit of terrain, and then a second section of the canal. All right, so if I were to plot the elevation profile, there are a couple of possibilities of what we should get. All right, so option A is we have flat water and a straight tube. Doesn't have to be parallel to the flat water. It can be on an angle, right? But this, if I were to plot this elevation data on a graph, like an XY graph, I will get a straight line for that elevation data. All right. The other option is that the water is flat, so option B, and the LIGO arm is curved. Right. If that's the case, then the elevation profile when we graph it will also be a curve. Okay, the third option, C, is what I think is correct, obviously, is that the water is curved like this and the tube is straight. And we'll get the same result as we would have for option B, in that the elevation profile will be curved, right? So there'll be a big gap between the water and then the tube on the edges, and a very small gap between the water and the tube in the middle. All right. So what I did is download some very high resolution digital elevation maps of LIGO. And with that, you can get quite a good elevation profile, which is at the bottom here. So as you can see, there's that first canal part, which has a straight line as an elevation profile, which is what you'd expect either on a globe or a flat Earth. That's water. So water maintains the same elevation. All right, so you have the first canal, and then the second canal is a little bit lower. It's got less water in it. But that's what you'd expect on a globe or a flat Earth, right? But when you draw a line on the tube itself, and you get this elevation profile, you might notice that there is a little curve in it. Now, I can extract or export that data from this GIS program and put it in Excel. And then I can plot a trend line in Excel, which tries its best to match the shape of the data. All right, and the trend line that Excel plotted is 7.44, sorry, y equals 7.45 x squared. All right, and if you say that the y-axis is inches and the x-axis is miles, you've got inches equals 7.45 times the mile squared. All right, so that's very close to 8 inches per mile squared. All right. So it's either option B or C from that previous slide. So either the water is flat and the LIGO tube curves up at 8 inches per mile squared, or option 2, which is, consistent with LIGO being the straightest thing in the universe. Either the LIGO arm is straight, or the LIGO arm is straight and the water curves at 8 inches per mile squared. And because I go first, I get to throw in the first "thanks for playing, welcome to the globe." The end.
Kodak. Okay. Thank you very much for that opening. We're going to kick it over to Nathan Thompson for his opening as well. Quick housekeeping things. First, folks, if it's your first time here at Modern Day Debate, we are a fully neutral debate platform hosting debates on science, religion, and politics. We hope you feel welcome no matter what walk of life you are from. We host the crazy, the controversial here sometimes. If you haven't yet, check out those channel memberships that you can see at the bottom right of your screen. We have a channel members only playlist. You can click that join button to see those memberships. With that, we're going to kick it over to Nathan for his opening as well. Thanks for being with us. Nathan, the floor is all yours.
Thanks so much, James. I just want to say congratulations on your success. I remember when we were on here with 15, 20,000 people, and you're at 250,000, and you're a doctor now. So congratulations, James. Roohif, I'd like to thank you for being here on Valentine's Day. You've got a date with destiny, and I'm going to destroy your globe religion audience. Thanks for being here. Please share the live. I mean, I've debated NASA employees, PhD astrophysicists, pilots, land surveyors. They all get smoked like Cuban cigars because they don't have the truth on their side. The globe religion, guys, is a bunch of smoke and mirrors. It's a bunch of hocus pocus, booga booga nonsense. And before we get into that state-sponsored curriculum, aka the Globe Fairy Tale, I want to make some book recommendations. I just finished this one. It's by a PhD theoretical astrophysicist, and it's called A Fool's Wisdom. Just totally decimates the heliocentric model and also postulated particles. This is a really good one. Zetetic Astronomy by Samuel Rowbotham. This is great. This is actually on my thumb drive that I offer to people. I have a thumb drive with 500 flat Earth books. It's got 100 documentaries and videos on there debunking the globe, showing the NASA fakery, the go fast rockets, everything you can think of I've compiled together. And then it's got about 1,000 memes, Bible and logical based. It's got Tesla books, Tesla files, free energy files, the Apocrypha. So Enoch, Jubilee, Jasher, all that stuff's going to be in there. It's got a map of the flat Earth. It's got astrophotography, the Georgia Guidestones, what real stars look like. It's phenomenal. So if you need one of those, hit me up at flatearthflyers@gmail.com. Terra Firma is another great book. The Earth Not a Planet, proven from scripture, reason, and fact. I really recommend this. This one's called The Protocols of, sorry, I don't know how that got in there. This is called The Greatest Lie on Earth. Proof our world is not a moving globe. Highly recommend this one. And currently reading at the moment, Stealing from God. It's a book how all the arguments that atheists use, they're stealing from the creator to make those arguments. So go check those out. Also, an honest man, when proven to be wrong, must either admit he is wrong or he no longer remains to be an honest man. And 10 years ago, I had this dilemma. So I say this all the time, guys. You can lead globe earthers to flat water. You cannot make them think critically about the shape of the Earth. So I'm not here to convince anyone. Anyone can put their big boy pants on, go outside and test the Earth. I did it for 10 years. Instead, we're downloading software and drawing lines next to LIGO, a bat cave 20 miles underground. All right, riveting. So my story, guys, I was researching the brain, applied neuroscience, steroidogenesis, neuroplasticity, and the smartest man I'd ever met is my best friend for almost 10 years. One day he says, Nathan, you ever heard about flat Earth? And I thought like BOB was just getting some really good government plants, and that's why he thought the Earth was flat. But Michael was really intelligent, so I didn't argue with him. My first question was, how long you been looking into it? And he said 8 months. And I about dropped the phone because he was like my best friend and my mentor, and he kept this from me for 8 months. I asked him, why'd you wait so long to tell me? And he said, I had to make sure, Nathan. And so I spent 3 days not sleeping. I didn't argue with anyone on the internet. I just did my research. I found out that biblical cosmology was a flat Earth, that all the ancient civilizations knew the Earth was flat. They had all sorts of models that predicted eclipses and sunrise, sunset, the lunar phases. It's on the Prague clock, the astroarchaeology. It's in Stonehenge and the pyramids. They were lining up giant megalithic structures with the sky, treating the sky as a clock and treating the sky as a map. And that's how they actually celestial navigated the oceans for thousands of years. When you're on a boat getting scurvy, you look around, all you see is waves. And then that wave's gone and there's a new wave there. So it's really hard to navigate, but the creator put a map on top of our heads, 88 constellations and a handful of planets that orbit the polar center in reverent obedience. And they've been doing the same patterns for thousands of years. Flat Earth has none of the cosmological problems that the heliocentric model has. Google problems with the heliocentric model in cosmology. You've got the three-body problem. It's a conundrum in astronomy where you can't have three bodies of mass orbiting a center of mass, and they have like 400 and something planets and moons in our solar system alone, all corkscrewing through the universe with gravity pulling everything towards everything else, and they claim everything's cyclical. And when they predict eclipses, they use the Babylonian Soros cycle. And when you look into Fred Espenak, aka Mr. Eclipse, who worked at the Goddard Space Center, he was doing ephemerides on a geocentric Earth. That's a flat, stationary, non-rotating Earth that is the center of the universe with your tax money for the planets and the sun and the moon for the next 12 years. So they're stealing from Flat Earth. They reverse engineered their globe religion, their 666 orgy. They have the Earth tilted at 66.6 degrees. They got the curvature of Earth 0.666 feet per mile squared. The circumference of the Earth is 21,600 nautical miles. That's 6 times 6 times 600, which coincidentally is 10 times the diameter of the moon, 2,160, which is 6 times 6 times 60. Big G, invented in 1666 by Newton. Ton is a unit of weight, a measurement of weight. So they literally called him new unit for measuring weight. And people were like, yeah, he invented gravity because an apple fell on his head. Einstein's a euphemism for an idiot, one stone. They got one rock rolling around his head, and they labeled him the smartest scientist in the last 100 years, Time magazine. The guy married his cousin, failed his entry exam into college, and there's speculation he stole most of those formulas. So these people have been plotting against you for a long, long time. We've seen that with what's going on the island. They're not your friend. All these people are on one big club and you ain't in it, we ain't in it. So we got to figure out the truth for ourselves. We got to start taking the power back. We got to start using our tax money to fix things, not make cartoons and lie to children. And we got to get rid of the state-sponsored curriculum. And I have evidence to show. I'm just in the zone right now. 12 states, yeah. So after I heard it's flat, I tested 12 states, 2 oceans, 2 continents. I've used infrared, high-power zoom cameras, telescopes, land surveying equipment. I've rented helicopters, private airplanes. I've used lasers, 200,000 lumen flashlights with Fresnel lenses to recreate my own lighthouse, 1 foot off the ground. See, this is the difference between globe earthers and flat earthers, right? We watched his intro, and he went to software and drew lines on the software, which presupposes a globe, and says, look, matches my globe religion. I put my big boy pants on, bro, and I go to Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is 20 miles across, and it's 6,000 feet in elevation. The reason I went there, because I've done Lake Pontchartrain, I've done the Salton Sea, I've done Lake Michigan, Lake Erie. I needed to get higher in elevation. The Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. Every time you're at sea level, there's the densest atmosphere, and the atmosphere causes distortion. So the globers want to claim the atmosphere bends the light around the cartoon globe, making their globe unfalsifiable. But breaking news, we're not going out on highly refracted or distorted days. We're going out on clear days and seeing way too far. So you need it to be highly refracted and distorted to make your globe religion work, but we don't go out when it's highly refracted and distorted. I actually told National Geographic this. This is how you know they're plotting against you. On top of Congress asking YouTube what they're doing to censor flat Earth, on top, and them admitting that they're censoring flat Earth, me having my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, my Yahoo account, my Skype, my Venmo, my Instagram, all deleted. Okay? They've been redacting, that's a word we're all familiar with lately, I hope. They've been redacting flat Earth from the internet since its onset, since we started gaining traction in 2015. 5 years ago, they told you the air was scary, told you your job wasn't essential, told you the parks and beach are closed, told you to cover your face. And you know what? Some people did, bro. I still see people driving around alone in their car with a mask on. It's unbelievable. The psyop, the psychosis, the trance that people are under. So NASA means to deceive in Hebrew. If you believe them, well, you need to look at the bloopers, guys. I can show you the bloopers. I got them in my speech. Green screen, wires, harnesses, hairspray, augmented reality, bubbles in space, glitches. I mean, people are ghosting out of screen. I have a friend that runs a green screen for parties in Las Vegas, and he said, Nate, that's a green screen effect. When you get far away from the light source, it can't pick up the image anymore, and it starts to fade away. It starts to fade out. It starts to ghost the person out of the image. That's what we're seeing in the NASA footage, guys. They're not even good at faking the 666 orgy that all these Globers believe in. And then they go and look at computer software and draw red lines on it and say, oh, I guess I proved a globe. Also, I heard Roohif say that there's no way for things to disappear bottom up on a flat earth. Breaking news, bro. Breaking news. Atmospheric lensing can magnify things in the distance. That's a simple Google search. And if you magnify a distant object, it's going to appear obstructed bottom first. Also, we don't live on like a Super Mario orthographic video game. We live in the real world with atmosphere, okay? And waves and topography. So when you look over a long distance, you could have 1 or 2 foot, 3 foot waves in the foreground that cause bottom up obstruction or that overlap distant objects. So, you know what? How much time do I got, James?
You have 1 minute and 4 seconds.
All right, well, I better pull up my keynote speech and start showing some evidence. Otherwise, the Glover's gonna be like, man, this guy just talk. Hold on, can I show screen?
Yes.
All right, there we go. Keynote, share. All right, here we go. For example, this is Lake Tahoe over a week. Now, the first day I went, you can't see the bottom of the hotel. Now, we shouldn't see the top of the hotel. There should be 266 feet of curve over this. This hotel is approximately 100 feet above the water level, and that hotel is 11 stories tall. So it should be completely obstructed by the curve of the earth. We could see it with our naked eye most days. Some days we couldn't see it. On the days that it was highly distorted, highly refracted. I mean, we did an observation with National Geographic. This is how they know. I know they're lying, you guys. Watch this. We said you can't go out at high noon. It's 110 degrees in Death Valley. So there's going to be all sorts of evaporation and obstruction from the water vapor. So we have to do the observation at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're there at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're there looking clear across the lake. You can see all the boats and all the houses, decks, 13, 15 miles away, whatever they were.
We're at
They waited
about
until 1 o'clock in the afternoon to send their stupid boat out. You couldn't see the bottom of the lines on the back of the boat, and they said, pack it up. We proved the globe religion. No, you didn't. You lied to everyone.
I need you to
We
wrap it up.
told you got to do it at 7 in the morning. You spent all morning interviewing people and
Can
getting
you
the boat
hear
ready,
me?
waiting until the hottest part of the day, and then that's when you made your observation. Ridiculous. So the amount of bottom-up obstruction
Nathan.
changes hour to hour. And
okay, pardon my muting, but just to be sure that you're actually hearing me, Nathan, I need you. Okay, I don't know what that hand gesture was, but I need you to let me know that you're able to hear me. Nathan, can you hear me at all? Okay, wait 1 sec, folks. I'm sorry. I think Nathan actually.
can you hear me?
Can you? Okay, can you hear me now?
Uh-oh.
What's happening?
Can you hear me? Is I muted? Nice. Right on.
We are going to jump into the open dialogue, and I can see it's going to be juicy tonight. Thank you very much. I could feel it coming in the air tonight. It's going to be amazing. The floor is all yours, gentlemen, for
Right.
open dialogue.
Okay, where can we start?
We'll start with one. You said that there's no reason things would disappear bottom up on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
Foreshortening. Would you admit that objects in the foreground could overlap distant objects and cause something to be obstructed bottom first?
No, because my example was Canigoo, right? The thing that is obstructing Canigoo is the ocean, correct?
That was my whole argument, is that objects in the foreground.
Correct. Okay, so draw me a path of light. Like I said in the intro, explain to me, Show me the flat Earth prediction for bottom-up obstruction for Canada. You cannot, and you won't.
All right, so I don't even get to answer your question. You're just going to answer for me. All right, I can explain bottom-up obstruction. James, could I get the big screen, please? Excellent. So if you go here, key characteristics of foreshortening. Objects appear squished or shorter than their actual physical dimensions, for example. And then also you can basically, in the foreground, you can have your finger in front of your eye and you can make the sun disappear. Now the sun is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and further away when you look at it with a solar filter, but its apparent size can be magnified by the atmosphere. This is called glare. Second problem here is overlapping. Forms in the front partially cover forms in the back. This guy just told you that a wave in the foreground would not overlap or obstruct a distant object. He's lying to you, dude. So I guess we can move on if you're not going to admit what this clearly
now,
says.
Just for the audience to show how fucking stupid you are, Nathan, right? You said putting your finger in front of your eye can block the sun, right? You called me a liar, so I'm going to call you a fucking idiot, right? Putting your finger in front of your eye can block the sun. I agree. If you fucking put your finger on the ground, is it going to block the sun?
Yeah, if you're laying on the ground.
No, I'm standing up. My finger's on the ground. Is it going to block the sun?
I know the objects have to be in the foreground to block the overlap or overlap the objects.
Is the water, is the ocean getting in the way of Canada?
It can, yeah, of course. I don't know how big the swells are between because the
it's like it's what waves.
When you ask a question, are you going to let me respond?
Okay, but just beware, right? Canada's 2785, right? And the elevation of the observer is 240 meters. How is the 0 meter sea level getting in the way? Please explain that. Please model it.
Excellent. So I'll take the big screen again, James.
Okay.
I guess I got to go over it one more time.
Can you model it rather than word salad bullshit, please?
Real quick, bro. James, I'd appreciate if, like, we keep lay it easy on the curse words. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to just say this is wrong.
You're off to a bad start, Nathan, calling me a liar, okay? Bad start.
Okay, well, this says objects or forms in the front partially cover forms in the back, which is a powerful visual cue for depth. So if you can't see the bottom of a boat in the background and you can see a wave in the foreground, that's proof that the object in the back that's overlapped by the wave in the front is further away. It helps people recognize when depth helps with your depth perception. So this is a real thing. It happens. So are you going to concede there are reasons things could appear obstructed bottom up on a flat Earth?
If you and I are standing at opposite sides of a room, we're looking lovingly into each other's eyes, right? Is the coin on the floor going to obstruct my line of sight? Yes or no?
Yeah, if you got dirt and pebbles on the floor.
Yes. Oh, wow. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it.
You got dirt and pebbles or objects in the foreground. You could have something in the background obstructing the quarter. All right, well, I guess we can move on.
No, you completely missed the point, right? You and I are looking at each other. We're 6 feet, whatever. Is the coin on the floor going to obstruct my line of sight?
That's stupid, dude.
To you.
No, how far away am I?
Opposite sides of the room. Doesn't matter.
Well, move me 3 miles away and put
the
coin in front of your face, and it would cause me to.
No, it's on the floor, Nathan. It's on the floor. It's not in front of my face.
In the ocean. Okay, everyone understands that a wave in the foreground could make a boat disappear that's really far away, bottom up. Everyone gets that. What are you arguing that?
Nathan, the observer is at 240 meters and the mountain is 2.5 kilometers. Right? How big are these waves? How does a 3-foot wave get in the way of a 240-foot observer? 240 meters, sorry.
You understand in my opener, the amount of bottom-up obstruction changes hour to hour and day to day. Did you get that part of my opener?
Oh, yeah. When you're close to the surface, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the bottom-up obstruction doesn't match your globe because the bottom-up obstruction changes hour to hour and day to day. Your globe would have to be getting bigger and smaller for the bottom-up obstruction to match your globe.
That's a completely stupid understanding of refraction, right? Get away from the surface, number one. That's where refraction is highly variable. That's why I gave you the example, which you haven't addressed, getting on top of a mountain, looking across to another mountain, right? That's where you're looking through the stable atmosphere, not the black swan bullshit right close to the surface, right? That's what you keep doing. Is you make these observations so close to the surface, and some days you go there you can see a bit more, and some days you can't.
Can I get the big screen?
Yes, it's on. They can see it.
Okay, cool. I gotta slide this over. And
Nice. No, Adam, sorry.
these are two observations made from the same location, same observer height, same bay, same buoy, but different days. And you'll see in one, the horizon is... Okay, I did this observation in Pensacola, Florida about a week ago. And you can see the bottom picture, the horizon is on again, bro, a clear day. The horizon is way past the buoy, but on a distorted, refracted day, when we allegedly see too far, not. It's the opposite, guys. The buoy is behind the horizon here. So what you guys aren't understanding is that the horizon, Geo, you relax.
Geo.
The horizon is an imaginary line. It's not physical geometric Earth curve. This guy spent 12 minutes telling you the bottom-up obstruction perfectly matches the globe. The bottom-up obstruction here is in front of the buoy, and then in the bottom picture, it's behind the buoy. So that doesn't perfectly match a globe at all whatsoever. That perfectly matches a flat Earth where the horizon isn't physical, isn't geometric, isn't based on observer height and being a specific distance away from you. It's an imaginary line, bro. Get with the program.
Okay, have you accounted for the atmosphere in your globe prediction?
Account for the
Yes.
atmosphere.
Sorry?
We're looking for curve. I'm not out looking
Right.
for the atmosphere. Trying to figure out where's the Earth curve. I've been to 12 states. It's not curving anywhere.
Right. But the atmosphere is a variable, correct?
It changes
Some
that
days
way.
you see for right. Did you account for that? Yes or no?
Yeah, on the highly distorted, refracted day, we couldn't see Jack Diddley, and on the clear
Okay.
day,
Do you
we
have
saw way too
absolutely
far.
no idea how this works, do you?
I'm sorry, you're just gonna talk over me the whole debate.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie.
What's
Sorry,
with these, like, I know it's Valentine's Day, but we're not on a date, and you're not that cute.
Sorry, that was my first point I had to pull you up on. It's not Valentine's Day here. It's the 15th. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, no problem. So can you demonstrate water adhering to the surface of a spinning ball? Because that's your whole claim here. If you can't demonstrate that, you
Sure.
can't model.
1972 blue marble photo. Done.
That's not a demonstration. That's you just taking the
It's
government.
a photo of water sticking to a spinning ball.
So you can't demonstrate it. You just believe what the
I
government shows
literally just gave you a photo, 1972 blue marble, of water sticking to a spinning ball. But you reject it. Why do you
Can I get
reject
the
it?
big screen, James? Here's why I reject it. Can I get the big screen, James? I'm going to show you how fake the blue marble is real quick. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we'll go to my other speech. This is also, all this stuff is on the thumb drive, guys. Here's your blue marble. The continents are changing size. The continents are changing color.
Nathan.
The ocean is changing color, and there are photoshopped clouds. Okay. Also, this is in a vacuum of nothingness. That violates the second law of thermodynamics. And this is a credit NASA. So again, the deceivers that gave you your 666 orgy, you're just believing what they tell you. That's not science. That's not critical thinking. That's not being objective. You're literally a status, an NPC status. Thank you. Thanks for playing.
Okay. So thanks for playing. Nice. So the continent's changing sizes, right? Are you aware that when you get closer to a sphere, the less of it you see? Correct?
Sure.
Right. So a continent is going to appear bigger. Yes.
Okay. Got another problem
Okay.
there, Ruth. There's only one continent
yes.
on that half of the globe. So you got like 6 other continents and most of the major oceans on the other side of the globe in both photos, guys. You want to see that again?
Okay, but you said the continents change sizes, all right? That is a function of how close you are to the Earth, correct? Do we have a point of agreement here?
1972, we've got planet Africa. You can see one continent on this damn thing and a little bit of the Middle East, right? So that means on the other side of this blue marble, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Australia. We've got Asia, the largest continent on Earth. We've got Europe. We've got North America, South America, and looks like half of Antarctica.
Okay, how far away from Earth was this taken?
It says 28,000 miles above the Earth.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see half the globe, right?
How much of it are you going to see?
I don't know. I could do the math for it. 40%, something like that. 35, 40% would be my guess.
All right. Well, I don't know why you're talking about plane flights, because they don't adjust for curve. We've got over a dozen.
Hang on. Do we have an acknowledgement there?
If you're boring,
So
bro.
we
Yeah, I
don't
understand you're not
sound
going
like fucking Pam Bondi at the moment.
You won't even
The Dow's at 50,000.
You won't even admit things appear obstructed bottom first because of a wave in the foreground, bro. You've lost the plot.
Right. The observer's at 240 meters, right, and the mountain is kilometers high. A 6-foot wave is not going to obstruct it. Anyway, southern flights, go.
On top of that, we have atmospheric lensing. You missed that whole part. Objects in the distance can appear magnified by the atmosphere. That's an effect of atmospheric lensing. You want me to pull that up for you, Roohif, or can I get a concession?
I know what magnification is. Magnification, when they're talking about the atmosphere, is not in both directions, not in vertical and horizontal. It's only vertical. All right. So, hey,
can I get the big screen one more time, host, please?
Yes.
Where's my Zoom here? All right. Oh, there we go. Share screen. Here we go. All right. So we're gonna get a concession here. Watch this.
Are we?
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Roohif, can you pipe down, bro? Please.
Oh, sorry, sweetie. Sorry, honey. Go.
You're cringe, bro. All right, here we go. So check this out. When things are magnified, which is an effect of atmospheric lensing. Actually, you know what? Let's just go back. Remember, atmospheric lensing. Light bends downward. The science is I'm talking, Roohif.
Oh, sorry, bro. Can I call you bro? Is that better?
Sure, that's fine. Can you mute while I'm talking and then unmute when I'm done so we don't have to hear you whine and interrupt? Thank you. The science is the same as that of a lens. So unless you're a science denier, Roohif, you're going to understand that when you put a lens in front of a distant object, like we're going to show you here, look. Oh, wow. It appears obstructed bottom up by the table. So when you said earlier, there is flat earth can't explain bottom up obstruction. That was word for word. I wrote it down. Ruhif's quote, 2026. Would you understand? You understand that when things are magnified over a flat surface, the bottom appears obstructed? Do you get that, Roohif?
Okay, unmuted. All right, go back to the original Michigan one, the previous slide.
No. Do you understand that when you have a magnifying glass in front of objects on a flat table,
okay, I'll just talk then.
Yes or no?
I'll just talk. Right, back in the. No, I'm answering your fucking question, Nathan. Shut the fuck up, right?
Yes or no?
Mute up. Mute up, Nathan. I muted up for you. Shut up.
Do you understand what you just saw?
Mute up, and I will explain. Mute up, and I'll explain.
Can I get some moderation, James? He won't answer the question.
I think he's
muted for you.
He wants to answer your question, but he's saying he muted himself, but he's asking if you can mute yourself as well.
Bro, he's not a server at the Waffle House. I don't need a waffle story right now. I just showed him things appearing obstructed bottom up on a flat surface. And he said there's no way things could disappear bottom up. Flat Earth can't explain it. So are you going to admit?
We can talk about that, but I do want to give him a chance to ask you
when he's muted, I'll talk.
Okay, all right, I'll mute up. Let's see if he admits when you put a magnifying glass in front of something, it appears obstructed bottom up. Let's see if he admits that or not.
Okay, so Nathan's too chicken shit to go back a slide because the original explanation, right? It actually says on the slide, light bends downwards. You'll notice that when he's looking at the Chicago skyline, he's looking through the top of the lens, top of the magnifying glass, right? That bends light downwards. That's why you see a little bit further over the curve than you otherwise would, all right? What Nathan did, which is pretty sneaky, is look through the bottom half of the lens, right? Which bends light upwards, all right? So there's a, when you get upwardly bending light, you necessarily get an inferior mirage, right? Because there is a hidden zone, which is where the inferior mirage appears, all right? So, lost train of thought. What I'm, the explanation of upwardly bending light cannot apply to Canigou because the size of the mountain is far bigger than any tiny inferior mirage, right? So it does not explain bottom-up obstruction. The end.
All right, Nathan, we're ready for you.
Now. Yeah.
You should be able to unmute yourself, Nathan.
Yeah, so it was pretty dubious of Nathan to look through the bottom half of the magnifying lens when the original demonstration of why we see the Chicago skyline was looking through the top half, which bends light down. So you're a liar, Nathan. You're a liar.
So the atmosphere can bend light up and bend light down?
Yeah, get away from the surface, because if you're away from the surface, right, it doesn't bend up, it bends down.
Oh, okay, but when it's bending up or it's bending down, can it appear obstructed bottom up due to that or not?
Yeah, you get the inferior mirage, yes.
Excellent, right. So we can have bottom up obstruction on a flat Earth, Roohif. Congratulations.
Okay, so show me the inferior mirage in the Canigou observation.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to catch. He said flat Earth can't explain bottom up obstruction, but he just admitted the atmosphere can cause bottom up obstruction.
Yeah, show me how it applies to Canigou. Show me how it applies to Canigou.
Dude, I wasn't there. I don't know what the atmospheric conditions were.
I wasn't there either.
You made the claim in your opener, and you've been in this for a long time. You said flat Earth can explain bottom up obstruction, but I just explained it to you, Roohif.
Yeah, and you agreed. Apply it to Canigou.
Yeah, and you agreed. So would you retract?
There's an inferior mirage. Inferior mirage, right, can block the bottom things. Yes. Quote me.
James, did you hear that concession? James?
Yep.
I'm not talking to you.
I'm pretty sure I made this concession last time we debated.
All right. So, James, I just want you to know, if he ever comes on here debating another flat earther and he says flat Earth can't explain bottom-up obstruction, I want you to remind him that I taught him it's very possible to have bottom-up obstruction.
You didn't teach me, Nathan. We talked about this last debate.
All right.
We had a debate 2.5 years ago.
Denied it. He just denied it, right? But if you have waves on the surface of the water, right, I can demonstrate.
Get away from the surface, Nathan.
Get away from the surface. That's what we're here to debate, is the surface of the Earth, and you're telling me to get away from it?
Yeah, all right, because refraction is too variable.
All right, cool. Let's get away from it. Can I get the big screen, host, please?
Yeah, get away from the surface. In fact, address Canigou or address the 8 inches per mile squared of drop.
No problem. Let's get away from it real quick. So now here we are at 128,000.
Is that little piggy?
James, please.
Sorry.
We mute the petulant glober. Can you go on mute when I'm showing videos, bro?
Sure.
Please. Thank you. Don't be sorry. Just do better. Here we go. There's a flat line across the center of the screen here. That's the horizon. And it's not curving. So when we go up, it's not curving. And when we look at the Earth from the ground, which you keep crying about, it's not curving. So you need to start showing us where it's curving, or I win the debate. We need to run the Q&A. This is boring.
Okay, you've been in this debate for 10 years, correct? And Little Piggy has been around since, what, 2015, something like that? Right?
I don't know who
Go back. Back to Little Piggy.
That's just a horizon from a high-altitude balloon.
Yeah, it's the Little Piggy balloon. Guess what fucking camera they use, Nathan? Can you guess?
A camera that made the Earth look flat.
No, it's a GoPro.
Oh,
it's a GoPro. Okay. What do GoPros do?
They curve horizontal lines. They don't make horizontal lines out of curved globes.
Yes, they do.
This is committed. All right. When you're done, I got a video to show.
Okay, I'll take you to town on Little Piggy. One sec. Where is Little Piggy?
Well, while you pull that up, can I get the big screen, James?
Okay.
And we're going to go to my TikTok, Enoch of TikTok. If you're not following me on there, make sure you do.
Oops,
and we're going to go to Neil deGrasse Tyson, the most popular scientist in the world. The guy has an observatory. The guy goes on Joe Rogan to preach globe religion. And he has letters in front of his name, actual credentials, unlike the people I'm constantly having debate. And what does Neil deGrasse Tyson say about high altitude footage and whether or not we see the curve of the Earth? Here, let's play it.
But the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure standing there with a really wide angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, wow, he's in space. Look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see.
One thing, just to be sure, can you pause it, Nathan? It's not copyrighted, is it? Because I don't like when you guys share audio that's copyrighted.
upload a video of Joe Rogan getting flat smacked on his show this week for 10 minutes, and it copyrighted that. But I uploaded this video just fine. I didn't get any copyright issues. But this video is on YouTube.
If you're able to summarize.
I'll just paraphrase what he's saying. He's slapping this beach ball that water doesn't stick to and telling you if you're 2 millimeters above it, you don't see the curve of the earth. And Roohif down here just tried to tell you that it was the camera making the curved earth look flat, when we got PhDs saying the exact opposite. The cameras make the flat earth look curved. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing. All right. So that footage, this is hilarious, actually. That footage at the bottom of Nathan's TikTok there is from a pretty famous high-altitude balloon called Little Piggy. Am I being shared? Hang on. Where is it? There we go. Share. There we go. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. So that's from Little Piggy Cam. All right. Went up to 120,000 feet. And it's hilarious. In Nathan's contrasting Neil deGrasse Tyson explaining how dishonest it is that they used a GoPro, which curves horizontal lines. It also straightens out curves depending on where that appears in the frame. All right, so this is a frame from Little Piggy. Here's another frame from Little Piggy. It's a GoPro, right? So any curve, convex curve below the center of frame in a GoPro will be straightened out. All right, that's what Nathan's seeing in his little TikTok there, right? But how ironic is it? You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking about how dishonest it is to show Earth curve using a GoPro, and in the bottom half of the screen is Nathan showing GoPro, you know, straightening out curved lines. Like that's hilarious.
Real quick, bro, those were, it looks like, from two different videos. If you look at the top left, losing your ride at 121,000 feet. If you go back to your other one, it had a different title there. But maybe I'm wrong. All right, here we go. Now check this out, ladies and gentlemen. James, can I get the big screen?
Yes, it's already ready for you.
Oops, stop share. Done.
There we go.
Oops.
James, can you see? Oh, no, here.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, I guess you can see. You've got eyes. All right, so James, check this out. Right here, you see 46 seconds. I'm going to scroll to 1 minute 46 seconds. All right. James, it didn't start curving, right? You didn't see any curve there?
Did you not listen to what I just said, Nathan?
All right, hold on, real quick. I got to go to 2 minutes and 40-something seconds. Hold on. James, look, real quick. Did it start curving anywhere in there, James? You got eyes. You can see, right? You said you could see, James?
My eyes are probably not good enough to detect whether it is or isn't.
Broken?
So.
Did you not just listen to what I said, Nathan?
The eyes are broken. All right, no problem. Well, just for the audience, right? We'll go through the whole 4.5 minute video, and it just pans left and right. It does almost a 360 complete view, and there's no curvature at all, no curve for 4.5 minutes. So what you need for this to be making the Earth look flat is the camera going up and down, and you catch it right at the right moment, and you freeze frame it, and you say, look, it's flat, because that's what you globeheads do. The problem is it's not curving here for 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes.
Do you not understand how fisheye lenses work?
And the Delphic oracles of your globe religion go in front of universities and go on Joe Rogan and say it's flat from 120,000 feet. So
okay. Do you understand how fisheye lenses work? Yes or no? Yes? No?
Me knowing whether or not how fisheye lenses work doesn't prove your globe religion, Roohif. So you need to start turning your camera on with this globe.
I'll take that as a no.
Okay?
I'll take that as a no, right?
Right?
All right.
If globe sophistry. Oh, I guess you don't know how a GoPro works. Earth's a globe. No, bro. That's not evidence of a globe, dude.
Okay. So they have radial distortion from the center, right? So if there is a downwardly curving line below the center of frame, the distortion will lift it up to be straighter than it was, right? If it is in the center of frame, right, if there's a curve or if there's a straight line going through the center, it will maintain that optically or visually, right? If there's a curve going through the center of frame, it will maintain as a curve, right? But what you've done, which is so dishonest, is show it below center of frame, right, where it would be curved and the lens is straightening it out. That is, it's hilarious because you're contrasting that with Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about how dishonest it is to use a GoPro. And yeah, mind blowing. You can
Flying to
unmute.
Sydney. Do you remember saying that?
Hang on, say it
Should be
again.
unmuted.
Yeah.
You said earlier that you should go in a straight line on a flat Earth to Sydney.
Yeah, that'd be the quicker, the shortest path. Yeah.
I got flown to South Korea to talk about flat Earth in front of an audience of hundreds of adults. Great people out there in South Korea. All right, so we went a different way there than we did on the way back. Does that prove a globe, or why would we do that?
The median, right? The jet streams are around about 35, 40 degrees.
Jet stream. So we account for jet streams on a globe religion, but we don't account for jet streams on flat Earth.
No, you can account for both. The question for you was, can you travel 1,831 miles per hour into the wind? So
if we account for jet streams, why would we go in a straight line?
Yeah, I know which route Santiago to Sydney goes, all right? You've got to travel 24,000 miles in 13 hours. Can you do that?
Okay, so on a flat Earth, so just a correction, on a flat Earth, we wouldn't travel in a straight line. We would follow the jet streams.
Yeah, if they're quicker, yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you want to take that out of your opener too? Because that was wrong.
What? What do you mean?
You said you would go in a straight line to Sydney, and you just said that you would follow the jet stream. So which is it? Are we going in a straight line, or are we following the jet streams?
It's the shortest route. If the jet streams are quicker than you take them, fine.
Oh, okay. So we wouldn't go in a straight line. We might take the shortest route, including the jet streams on a flat Earth.
Okay. Show me the shortest route and how you get there in 13 hours.
I don't have to show you anything. You keep saying ridiculous.
You know it's
stuff
impossible,
like, hey,
you fucking wombat.
Can I finish? You just giggling and insulting me. Okay, I got you. I'd like to finish, please. Host, moderator.
We're ready for you.
He said you would take the straightest line on a flat Earth in his opener. And then he says in the back and forth, no, you wouldn't take a straight line. You would follow the jet streams. So I'm asking him, is he going to take that stupid lie out of his opener because you wouldn't fly in a straight line on flat Earth? You'd follow the jet stream. Now that you learned that, are you going to take that out of your opener, or are you just going to keep lying to people, Roohif?
It's the shortest route, right? Whether the winds can help you, sure. But how are you getting there in 13 hours going, 25,000 miles into the wind?
Wait, did you measure 25,000 miles, or how'd you calculate that?
If you're listening to the opening, I showed you that it was 60 nautical miles per degree. That was the scale I used for the map.
Oh, per degree?
Of latitude, yes.
Did you verify any of those degrees of latitude yourself, or are we just going off of like video games? That
disagree with that? Hold on. Do you deny that it's what? Do you deny that it's 60 nautical miles per degree of angular change?
Bro, I've been living for a long time. I've never actually seen a line of latitude or a line of longitude. They are imaginary. You understand that, right?
Yep. Okay,
so you're using imaginary lines to prove your imaginary globe.
Yeah, they correspond to real places on the ground. Yes.
Okay, right on.
That's how coordinate systems work, champ.
Yeah, but if you were doing you could hide the distances over water fairly easy because you really only know where you are when you're on the land.
Not particularly. You said in your opening, right, that the sky is a clock, right?
Yeah. It's a clock on both models.
Sure.
So why are you bringing it up, bro? How much longer we got of this?
So if I see a star go overhead at point A, I know exactly the time it's going to be overhead at point B.
Also, you said I'm a huge proponent of the Gleason map. You know that the USGS uses an azimuthal equidistant map to calculate distances outward from the North Pole and to map Antarctica?
It would. That's the only possible use of the AE map is to get distances from the center point. Yeah. Everything else
they
is
also
disordered.
map Antarctica, which is the last thing you do.
As Antarctica is the center? What's the center of that
Antarctica
map?
is the perimeter of the azimuthal equidistant map. So they turn the Earth into a giant pizza, and then they map Antarctica, assuming the Earth is a giant pizza, which if Antarctica was an island on the bottom of a ball, that's the last thing you would do to map it. That's ridiculous. Why would you map that? So I'm not a big proponent of the Gleason map. I haven't verified the Gleason map. I really hope for the third thing you correct in your opener, you would stop running around saying Nathan's a big proponent of the Gleason map. I'm a big proponent of an AE map is better than your cartoon globe religion. That's about it.
So hang on, are you or are you not a proponent of the AMAP?
I haven't verified it.
Why do you put it on everything? Show me your boots, Nathan. Show us your boots.
Because I will, dude. You're a bootlicker, so I know you're gonna want to see this.
All right. So the dude has.
You want to see what the skull tastes like? Check it out.
Dude has AMAP on his boots. He's wearing an AE face mask.
That was good.
Right. Has AE glasses. What else do you have to tell you on it?
All I'm saying, James, pipe down. All I'm saying is this flat Earth map with a container around the perimeter. Antarctica has the highest median elevation of any continent. Is a better model for reality than your cartoon globe religion 0.666 orgy that doesn't comport to reality. So thanks for playing.
Okay, so I'll ask the question again. How do you travel 1,831 miles per hour into the wind?
That's a big in the question fallacy. You haven't proven that you're traveling. Anyone does that. You haven't proven that happens. So I don't need to explain it. James, how much longer we got of the back?
Hold on. Piggy toes in the fire. Hold on. Right. Did we or did we not agree that it's 60 nautical miles per degree? Did we agree to that?
How much longer we got, James?
Did we agree that it's 60 nautical miles per degree?
He's just asking you a question, Nathan. I wanted to give. I can let you know how much open dialogue we have. I just want to give you a chance to answer Roohif.
Yeah, it was a begging the question fallacy. I'm not going to answer begging the question fallacies.
So you don't agree that it's 60 nautical miles per degree?
I have never seen an imaginary longitude line or an imaginary latitude line. If that's your best proof of your imaginary globe,
if I travel 60 nautical miles towards Polaris, does it rise by 1 degree? Yes or no?
If you travel, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever left your house, bro, because I don't think you've ever been outside.
You, Nathan.
If you travel, yeah, I know. Hypothetically, if the Earth was a globe, and if I did something, and if
can't commit to anything because you're a pussy. All right.
Oh, dude, he's heavy with the insults tonight. But you are what you eat, bro. So it's all right.
Yeah, I eat pussy. Sure.
This is a good opportunity to go into. We have maybe 10 minutes is usually where we would go into the Q&A. If you guys have any last threads you'd like to draw together from this debate, though, I want to give you a chance. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nathan hasn't addressed the 8 inches per mile squared of drop. Refuses to explain the southern flights. Hasn't touched LIGO and cannot explain Canigou. They were my 4 points, untouched. What else? Oh, he did say in his opening that, all the globers just draw lines on screens. I literally, in my presentation, showed that I went to California, hired a theodolite, and took a whole bunch of measurements. I own a theodolite back in Australia. I own auto levels. I make a shitload of observations. So, yeah. Concession, Nathan. I did.
I don't know why you're not showing it.
I did in the presentation.
You showed a theodolite and then you skipped straight to a graph, which was nice little smoke and mirrors, little magic.
Would you like to see photos? In fact, I sent you. Okay. Remember when I sent you my talking points a week ago? Do you remember that?
Those were feed pics.
Say again?
You can open them. I thought they were feed pics. I didn't even open them, dude. I've been dealing with Globers a long time. You guys are weird.
There's Nathan. I've prepared for a debate, right? By showing him what I'm going to present. All right.
We're in the
showing
debate.
the observations.
Now, dude.
Showing the observations that I have done, and Nathan will sit there and say I haven't done observations. There you go. That's what flat Earth is these days.
Hey, Chad, I proved globe in the DMs to Nate, but I won't show you guys anything.
All right.
Oh, we can sit here and watch my video for half an hour if you want.
What did you see? We got to watch it for a half an hour to figure out what you saw? That's weird, because I showed 3 different days in like 20 seconds. And what I saw.
Cool.
Why you got to watch it for 30 minutes? Did you see in my videos?
I can get a screenshot if you want. Do you want a screenshot of the view through a theodolite? Hey?
Did you see in my videos the amount of bottom-up obstruction changed hour to hour and day to day? Did you see that with your
1 foot above the surface? Yeah.
You saw that okay, great. So the bottom-up obstruction is not Earth curvature if it changes hour to hour and day to day. Breaking news. Does that get through your thick skull?
Those things are mutually exclusive. That's not a valid argument.
If the bottom-up obstruction changes hour to hour and day to day, it's not physical geometric Earth curve.
How have you
Breaking
demonstrated
news.
that? That's a terrible argument. Why can't it be Earth curve and optics?
Oh, it's both. Well, because there's no curve. It's just optics. When you go out on a clear day,
address Canigou and address the theodolite measurements. Measurements of curvature.
I'll address Canigou. All right, we'll go to Canigou.
Yep.
Can I get the big notes, please? We'll go to Canigou, and here we go. And Canigou. Right here. Wait, no, that's not Canigou. That's another proof that debunks globe religion. My bad. All right, here we go.
The fact of the matter, it's a mirage. There's no.
Look at, here's the math, right?
Yep.
Eye height, there you go. Target distance, there you go. Target hidden height, 12,380 feet. How tall is Canigou, Roohif?
2785 meters, like 9,500 feet, something like that.
All right, so according to the Earth curve calculator, you shouldn't see any of the mountain, and you're over here saying we see the mountain, and it proves my globe.
Okay, did you account for the atmosphere? Yes or no?
So the atmosphere makes it look flatter?
Nathan, we just talked about how the amount of bottom-up obstruction changes due to the atmosphere. Did you account for the atmosphere in your prediction?
So are you saying the atmosphere makes the Earth look flatter? Is that your claim?
A little bit less curved, yes. Yep.
All right. Well, I already showed a video that showed the opposite on my TikTok right here. I guess we'll go back to it where the horizon isn't physical, isn't geometric, and on the highly distorted and refracted day, it's actually closer than the
These are two observations made from the same location.
So look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The buoy on a distorted day, highly refracted day, has the horizon in front of it. This guy's claiming on the highly distorted refracted day, it makes the Earth look flatter. But the Earth actually looks flatter on the clear day. So he's doing the Missy Elliott thing where they put it down, flip it, and reverse it. It's very common with the devil. It's very common with the heliocentric model. Everything's upside down. You got a big, giant pot of lies, and you're just eating it with a ladle. So I'm done, bro. You guys are boring.
All right. Get away from the surface, Nathan. All right. A foot above the surface, refraction is all over the place. Yes. Stop allowing us to use refraction as an excuse. All right, when you're close, you know how you keep saying, "Oh, globers wiggle the refraction slider, all around to make it fit." Right? You've said that before, surely. All right. Don't allow us that excuse. All right, get above the surface, and we'll stick to standard refraction.
All right, so to recap, he said in his opener, there's no reason things would be obstructed bottom up. And then he said during the back and forth debate that atmosphere could cause bottom up obstruction. So that's one thing he was wrong about. Second thing he was wrong about was I'm a big proponent of the AE map. No, I'm not. The USGS uses your tax money to map Antarctica and to calculate distances outward from the North Pole. So the government's actually a big proponent of the AE map. Not me. So that's another thing you lied about in your opener. And third time's a charm. You said you would go in a straight line, but then in the back and forth, you said you follow the jet streams and not go in a straight line. So Roohif, I'd appreciate if you could just take all these lies out of your opener. I'm glad we're learning things on a flat Earth from a flat earther. And that's all I got for you, Roohif. Thanks for playing.
Cool. Welcome to the globe. So yeah, which I explained to you in the last debate we had, right? Inferior mirages can block the bottom of things. We had this discussion before. Oh, now he's off. All right. And you said the USGS uses the AE map to calculate distances from the center point out. I agree. That's the only thing that the AE map is useful for. What do they use to calculate distances between any other 2 points, Nathan? They use the haversine, right? If they're using the haversine, they're telling you that the Earth is a globe. What else was there? Georgia Guidestones? Do you want to make a Georgia Guidestones argument? Cell nav, 3-body problems. I saw Brasstown Bald come up in the intro as well. Do you want to talk about that?
Nathan, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. Just waiting for the Q&A, bro. This is kind of boring.
Are you doing things you don't want the public to see? Why is your camera off?
I'm here with my buddy Trevor. He just got here. He was doing activism at the pirate show in Tampa. Trevor, he was handing out my flat earth flyers. If you need flat earth flyers, Bible or science flyers, hit me up, flatearthflyers@gmail.com. But yeah, Trevor and I were chit-chatting, bro.
Thanks for the good debate. Thanks for the good moderation.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Trevor. With that, we'll jump into the open dialogue, or I'm sorry, the Q&A. Whew. I've got to tell you, folks, it's going to be a big, beautiful Q&A. We're going to move fast. Two pals hanging out over there, huh? Well, I hope it's a good time. This one coming in from last quick housekeeping things. First, folks, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. We do appreciate it. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We have many more juicy debates coming up here on Modern Day Debate. With that, Frode Naas says, just been watching the Aurora Borealis almost 10 hours after local sunset. Can the globe model and the parentheses stupid flat model explain how it's possible?
How we get the Northern Lights?
That's right.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where the Northern
Does it-
Lights are coming from. They come from the north, and when you see the north, they have something called electromagnetic ducts, where the energy moves in streams. And it's all in the south; it's all hazy and refracted. So it's almost like the energy is traveling along some sort of river in the north, and then as it gets further in the south, that light spreads out. And that's why I've seen pictures from South Africa where the entire sky is like blood red. But in the north, you get those purples and those greens, looking like perfect rivers in the sky. It's called electromagnetic ducts.
You got it. This
They can
one
actually move information. Those two.
This one from Big League Drew says, how does Flat Earth / True Earth explain the observations made by the final experiment?
Yeah, I mean, I've
Nathan.
got a dome right here, Joe Hanvey Dome, for sale. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, but I just
Yes.
maybe there are a couple of examples you can give in terms of what you would give as a response. In particular, if I remember right, one of the bigger takeaways from the final experiment was that they were there and it was constant sunlight. I might be wrong, folks.
Yeah, I
Or
mean, I've
Roohif.
got. You can see the sun. It's not just constant sun. It's 24-hour sun above the horizon. But I've got a dome right here from Joe Hanvey. It's for sale if anyone's interested. But I can model a 24-hour sun in the south. You take a light, you put it above the dome, you move it in a circle above the equator, and then you put an observer in the south. And optically, what the observer sees above his head is the sun circling his head. So the speed of the sun is apparent. It's not actual. It speeds up and slow down throughout the day based on the atmosphere. The path of the sun is not actual, it's apparent. The size of the sun, not actual, it's apparent. It can increase in size due to glare. And the location of the sun is apparent too. It's not actual. The sun isn't a physical body in the sky. It's just an illumination of the gases above our head from some point in the firmament emitting electromagnetic energy. That's all you really can prove. Sunlight isn't even measured hot until it contact with gross matter on the earth.
Big League Drew says, how does Flat Earth? Oh, we got that one. They said, can we agree that even if the Earth is round, quote unquote, you still wouldn't be able to see the curve from an airplane at 30 to 40,000 feet?
Yeah, that's proof. That's a great proof the Earth's a globe, that we can't see the curve. All right. Well, I'm a glober.
Roohif, any thoughts? Can we agree
Can
that
I
even if
share
the Earth...
screen? 1 sec.
Okay.
Where is it? Hang on. I gotta find it. Too many memes.
Hey, if the Earth's
Too
flat,
many
you
memes.
also wouldn't see the curve from airplanes. Breaking news. If it's flat, you don't see the curve, and it's a globe, you wouldn't see the curve. Okay. All right.
All right. I'm sharing. There you go. There's the curve. 46,000 feet.
All right. Well, I already showed you a video of 128,000 feet and showed you a Delta Oracle.
Did it just go in this side and go out the other? What happened?
Erupting again. Yeah, I already showed footage from higher than that, and there's no curve. Next.
Okay. From a fisheye lens, correct? Right. Wow.
We'll go to the next question then. This one from LJ says, we still can't go see rockets land on Earth in person.
What? Yeah, you can.
Gotcha. Do I understand right? Both of you guys want to share something right now? Is that what's happening?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
I'm
Come
making tea.
on.
Waiting for my next question.
Okay, this one from Don't Go Far.
Yeah, you can go watch the SpaceX boosters land.
LJ says, at what size does ocean and seawater start to curve, Roohif?
From your toes.
This one from Bill O'Reilly, Pleasure Time, says, hi, James. Can you say hi to my cat, Gravy? Hi, Gravy. Thanks. I love modern day debate. Thank you for your kind words. Kango44 says, Nathan, please address Rooif's LIGO. Is LIGO? Am I saying this right? Observations.
Yeah, no problem. He downloaded software and drew a line on a computer video game. I go out and make real observations at 20 miles. I put a light 1 foot off the ground across Lake Tahoe, and my friend 20 miles away with his toes in the water could see it. So I don't need to download software. I have something called Big Boy Pants. I can go out in nature and test the earth. I don't care about stupid software. There you go. Next question.
How'd you measure the distance and how'd you measure the height of Calneva Resort?
I'm taking questions from the audience, Roohif. Your time is done, bro. See you later.
Okay, so I'll comment on the question. The question, or the answer to my question, is he used Google Earth to get the distance and Google Earth to get the elevation. But he doesn't want to download software. Take it to the bank, Nathan.
This one from, do you
I don't
appreciate
need
it?
Google Earth to tell me I'm a foot off the ground. You think I need Google Earth to tell me I'm a foot off the ground?
Big League
No,
Drew says,
you need it for 20 miles and the height of Calneva.
Okay, so Google Earth's wrong. It's
Right,
not.
so
20.
how did you get the distance and the height of the building?
So Google Earth is wrong. It can't calculate distances.
No, no. You said, oh, don't download software to get all this shit, right?
Oh, okay, so Tahoe isn't 20 miles across?
I think it is. How did
Okay,
you
well,
get it?
Well, then my friend was 20 miles away. We agree on that.
Right. How do you know that?
No,
Right. So you did use Google Earth, right? You used Google Earth. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
it can approximate distances on land fairly accurately. I told you they hide the distances over the ocean, but not the land.
Cool.
So
no.
that was
thank you for the concession. That's fine.
This one from Big League Drew. He says, can we agree ships do not disappear over the horizon, at least not with the naked eye, and that what you see with the unassisted eye is just the limit of unaided vision?
Share. Boom. All right. What can I say to that? My eyesight's shit. So yeah, I'm not going to see a boat obstructed bottom up. But I mean, that doesn't mean we can ignore the observations that clearly show bottom up obstruction with no inferior mirage, Nathan.
I don't know if you've got globemnesia, bro, but in the back and forth debate, you admitted the atmosphere can obstruct things bottom up. Do you remember that, Roohif?
Okay, I said inferior mirage can block the bottom of an object. Is there an inferior mirage in this photo?
All right, I wasn't there. I didn't take it. So the atmosphere can obstruct things bottom up, but it's not happening in this photo, and you know it because what?
Because there's no inferior mirage, Nathan. Right.
All right, right on. So when the Earth looks really flat, it's the atmosphere, but when things are disappearing bottom up, it's not the atmosphere. That's the Earth curve. Excellent argument.
I keep saying inferior mirage, and you keep saying atmosphere. Why is that, Nathan?
Your time asking me questions is done, bro. I'm taking questions.
Okay, then I'll answer the question myself, right? I'll answer it myself, right? Because it's dishonest. The only way an object can be blocked bottom up due to atmosphere is with an inferior mirage and upwardly bending light. That's why I keep saying, and have said for close to a decade now, right? Get above the surface where you're not in that shit.
Actually, upward bending light and a temperature inversion is pretty rare, actually. You guys can Google this. So like I showed earlier, the science is that of a lens. The light bends downward, and when the light bends downward, you get bottom-up obstruction. So we can move to the next question, James. Pretty much
hold up. How does downwardly bending light give you bottom-up obstruction?
Because the light is going down into the ground. So you can't see through the ground.
Hang on.
That would cause bottom-up obstruction from the ground.
Do I need to draw this?
I don't know. Do you have purple crayons? No, I don't need Bob Ross.
Apparently, I need crayons to explain it to you, Nathan.
Okay. You're not the Bob
Can you
Ross
not understand? Can you not understand that if the light's going like this?
You're not going to gaslight me, dude. Okay, I understand
Light
it
goes
perfectly.
like this,
I
right?
think
That's
you're gonna bop
downwardly
off
bending
with globe
light.
religion.
Okay, I'll
Okay?
get it out eventually. You've
So you're
got
gonna play
two
some
dudes
flat
here.
water.
Where's the camera? That way. Two dudes here. Light goes like that, downwardly bending. There's an obstruction in the middle that you can see over. You see further when the light bends down.
So when
This
the
is like
light bends down
trivial
into the
geometry,
ground-
Nathan.
All right. So when the object is in the distance and the light bends down into the ground, you can actually see
No,
it.
not into the ground. Not into
Well,
the
that's what
ground.
the ground is down.
No. Downwardly bending light into your eye,
Bends down into your eye.
not into the ground.
Okay. I think we're done
Cool.
here, James.
This one coming in from LJ. We got that one. Pango44 says, Nathan, please address. We got that one. 3 Ron says, I predict zero evidence will be provided by Nathan. This one from Basil Problem says, modern day debate. When you were a child and dreaming of being a subway model when you grew up, did you also dream you'd be a misinformation agent one day? Wow. So
Hang on, is that for Nathan or you, James?
That's right. I think they think that if I host a position and let it be debated, I'm a misinformation agent. Even though this guy's probably a Glober, I'm like, Basil Problem, don't you think your side won? Like, isn't that good
Is
that
he-
you like that
Is
you're
he addressing you or Nathan though?
No, he's addressing me. He said he tagged modern day debate. But some of them they don't
Right.
they want to deplatform and they want to censor and I'm like, well, we're just gonna let 1,000 flowers bloom. Fledger Boy says, hey Nathan, do you still yell at children? Nathan, do you?
Smashed. Oh, Nathan's
if
gonna
they're far
rage quit.
away- If they're far away, then yeah, I'm not going to whisper. I mean,
Yeah.
I want people to hear me if I'm saying something important. So,
KO44
yeah, I
says,
yell at children if they're far away.
says Nathan researching the brain. What you mean? Like trying to find one? And this one from Refried
I sense a
Ridgecheck.
rage quit, James.
Refried Ridgecheck says Nathan's motorhome smells like shite
Rage
fingers. What are shite fingers? LJ says, why don't we have a real non-CGI video of space in 2026?
We
I'll
have
read. Go ahead.
live vision from the ISS.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
King044 says the
We have
three-body
4K
problem.
footage from the ISS now. Sen.
King044 says the three-body
To
problem.
me, yeah, a lot of flat earthers misunderstand what it is. Yeah, so it's Nathan phrased it as basically 3 bodies can't exist with gravitational pull to each other. That's not the 3-body problem at all. The 3-body problem is that you cannot have a closed form mathematical solution to it.
And he's being conned is somewhat lacking. Exhibit 1, he dressed in a duck suit on camera and stacked toilet paper. All right, Nathan, what's the story? Why did you
That was
dress
good.
in a duck suit and stack toilet paper?
He's not going to answer that.
Was this just for intrinsic motivation? Like you just did it for fun or?
No, I'll tell you what. This is a good story, right? Because it just proves how all the Globers are like lying NPCs and they have no problem lying through their teeth. A bunch of YouTubers claim to be with the Travel Channel. They claim to be with Harvard and they claim to be flying me out for a debate. And so I was like, I get to smoke 2 Harvard students on the Travel Channel, sign me up. So I went and I showed up and Globeheads didn't want to debate. They didn't want to prove their globe. They wanted to fold toilet paper, try to reach the moon, and they wanted to test the Earth and then claim that it was flat. And then they went around for 2 or 3 days with me, flat smacking everyone in LA and Venice Beach. So I don't know how that's a loss for flat Earth. I got a free hotel, free trip to LA, got to hang out with all my flat Earth friends, and I sent them receipts for the most expensive vegan food I could find in LA, and they paid for all of it. So they gotta lie to me, bro, and pay for all my vegan food to what? Prove their globe religion. So 10 years later, these globers can be like, why were you folding toilet paper, Nathan? Because I was ready to smoke 2 Harvard students in a debate, but they were just a bunch of snaky, fork-tongued liars, like all the other people promoting global. Do you know Epstein's in the file or Elon's in the files? Did you know that the people at DinoCon are saying that we're not allowing certain people at our event anymore because they're in the files? So it's paleontology, astronomy, your heliocentric globe religion. All those people are hanging out on islands. Don't you find that funny? Isn't that interesting?
This next one
Yeah.
from Jim.
Just for the audience, just Google Nathan Thompson chicken suit.
This one from Jim Daniels.
All
Says,
right. Hey, James,
anyone?
bro, I know you, James, we probably got a lot of questions. Can we stick to the questions instead of like insults, bro? I'm here volunteering my time. I just like that time to be respected, bro.
Jim Daniels says, anyone, did
No worries,
Nathan
bro.
present evidence of some nature
Nothing.
or just yip yapping? If I
continue.
missed it. So this one from Jim
Yeah, the
Daniels. I
horizon
says,
isn't.
I missed it. What was the elevation of the observer?
For
Miss
which
what?
observation?
YouTube video. Unreal.
Unranked Chevron says the Bible has a consistent theme of something insignificant birthing something significant. How is Earth not being special a challenge to the Bible? I think they mean like Nathan, like if the Earth is a globe, why is this a challenge to the Bible?
It's not. I mean, I was a Christian globehead for 10 years. The problem is the Bible says test all things and then hold fast to that which is true. And so for 10 years, I couldn't find the globe. Salton Sea, Lake Michigan, Lake Pontchartrain, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Lake Tahoe, from a helicopter, from an airplane. It's just not there. So it's not a problem. It's just not true.
This one from Bless My Vibe Code says, thanks,
In
Roohif.
response, hang on. In response, I'll say that I've measured it at the end.
Bless My Vibe Code says, thanks, Roohif, for your work. I found that regression analysis pretty interesting. Unfortunately, Nathan lost his mind, but I hope he gets... Let's see. All right, never mind. Nathan, there's help out there. All right. Don't take it personal, Nathan. All right. I will try to look for the insults and skim them out. I'm like Ron Burgundy up here. I just read whatever's on the teleprompter, Nathan. Sly Locke says, math and models match reality. Show space photos and flirfs yell that it's fake. BSCOVR and European Union and Chinese and Indian said, hold on one sec. I'm reading a question.
Sorry.
Please.
Sorry.
I thought it was Nathan. All right. This one from you guys. You just to stop sharing. You just press the same
Sorry?
button. All right.
Do you want me to
This
stop or
one
not?
from
No.
you're all right. Here we go. This one from Earthly. These okay. So Slylock says math and models match reality. Show space photos and flirfs yell that it's fake. DSCOVR and the European Union and Chinese and Indian sats, private firms, amateur ISS shots are all wrong. But a guy from his trailer who's, let's see. What do you think, Nathan? They're saying really, and they also mentioned the Himawari. They're saying there are all these photos, and they're saying, hey, come on, you just say it's fake, and they're coming from all these different sources that I just mentioned.
It's a global conspiracy. The governments are lying to you. You got to put your big boy pants on, use a camera like this, and go see how flat the earth is. I don't need the government to tell me what the floor is. Thanks for playing.
Okay. Let us count anyway, Nathan. Yep.
Ready for you if you
yeah, can I share my thing? Can I share my thing?
Yep.
This is one that I'm quite proud of. This is basically a graph of refraction data where the y-axis is how far above the ground you are, and the x-axis is the refractive gradient, so how much light bends. And you'll see the shape of it, that when you are close to the surface, it's spread really wide, so refraction can do anything close to the surface, which is why I keep saying, get away from the surface where refraction is stable and predictable. Anyway, I'm proud of this one, so the end.
You got it. And this one coming in from, do appreciate it, Earthly Skeptic says, Nathan, you said that Einstein failed college. Did you go through college then?
Yeah, I've been to college. I also flat smacked multiple colleges like MIT and Harvard, and they don't know how much the earth should curve.
Okay. Sorry, can I share it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I share it again? Is this what I showed Nathan last debate?
Nathan,
he thinks he taught me something today.
Yeah, what's the next question, James?
I'll take that as a concession, Nathan. I'll take it as a
Cartoon
concession.
there. That's a cool cartoon. I liked it. What's up, James?
This one from Earthly Skeptic as well. Says, Nathan, state Clausius' statement of second law of thermodynamics. Can you please state Clausius' statement of second law of thermodynamics?
No, I've never even heard of Clausius' statement. I don't know what that is. I'll look it up though. Clausius' statement. How do you spell that, James?
Clausius. Now,
I'll look it up and I'll get back.
Prescott Luck says flat Earth, but the Dow is at 50,000. Jim Daniel says the old camera below the table skit. I didn't get that last one at all. Said the old camera below the table skit. So 2015.
That was more to do with the fact looking through the bottom of the lens where light bends up, whereas the demonstration by the meteorologist was looking through the top of the lens, so light bends down, allowing you to see further around the curve.
This one from Earthly Skeptic says, the reason you see different amounts of globe from different heights is the equation that gives 8 inches per mile squared. Proof was in front of Nathan, but he couldn't see it. Nathan, they're saying that this equation, namely 8 inches per mile squared, is the reason you see different amounts of globe from different heights.
Yeah, but from the same altitude or same observer height, we see different amounts of bottom-up obstruction. So that's not Earth curve, obviously atmospheric conditions. James, the Clausius principle has to do with cold can't move to heat unless work is performed. So,
So when Nathan just said, you'll see different amounts of bottom-up obstruction, presumably he's talking about being a foot off the surface, correct?
No, 12 feet off the ground in that Tahoe video where you saw
still
bottom up.
Right, still too close to the surface.
It was actually 6,000 feet. I was 6,000 feet off the ground.
6,000 feet
Lake
off the
Tahoe is
ground.
6,000 feet above sea level. It's
Right.
6,000
Did I
feet
say
above sea level.
sea level, or did I say above the surface? Okay.
Okay, well, I showed a video from 128,000 feet, and I showed a Delphic Oracle saying it's flat from 120,000 feet.
Right,
you just
because it's
giggled,
little
bro,
piggy
so
with a
it's all good.
GoPro. Are you able to retain information at all?
If it's a morphing horizon, it would have changed throughout the 4-minute video.
Because it's below the center of the frame.
I'm done arguing with you.
Right. It's below the center of frame, so it will straighten out curves.
This one from...
Oh, off he goes. I think he's done.
Nathan,
I'm going to call it a rage quit.
What are you and your buddy doing over there, Nathan, that the camera has to be off? Okay. This one from Kango44 says, Nathan,
I'm waiting for you to read the next insult to me, James, because I got better things to do.
I'm getting to it. Okay, this one from Kango44 says, Nathan, the camera is under the table with your childish magnifying glass thing. How does your honest man speech go again?
James, I just want to show you something real quick. He said the camera was under the table. Let's go back to that video real quick, because this is how you know you got
the atmosphere.
This is how you know you got level 10. Oh, this is how I know you got level 10 globe goggles, right? Because right here, James, you can see the top of the table, right? It's in front of the buildings, James. Do you see that?
We can't see.
You're not sharing.
You have to share your screen.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm not sharing. All right, 1 second. I remember my first time using Zoom.
Wow.
There you go. Can you see the top of the table in front of this image, James?
The top of the table I do see.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever, I see something.
If you look at this, okay, what they did was they put the camera on a chair and then they rolled the chair back so it's above the table here. And then what's crazy, James, you go back. James, can you still see the top of the table on this side, on the right of the lens, and this side on the left of the lens, James?
I see I think, honestly,
the
I'm
lighter
not joking.
portion
My
of
eyes are
brown?
not great. I see something like sticking out on the right and a little something sticking out on the left.
Yes, that would be the top of the table. So the camera is not below the table if you can see the top of the table in the video. Globers, you got to get your level 10 globe goggles clean or something. Maybe they need a wash. They're broken. It's not working. So I'm showing you the top of the table and you're saying it's below the table. Don't make any sense. You're trying to tie 2 granny knots with a loop and it just ain't happening.
Like I said, don't look through the bottom half of the lens that bends light up.
Let me just, if Nathan, if you can do me a solid, are you able to?
Oh, there you go.
Going through the top and the bottom of the lens, bro. What the hell are you
No, you're
even
not.
talking about? It's going through the top and the bottom of the lens, dude. You Globers just waffle,
No,
bro.
it's
You guys all
not.
work at the Waffle House. You guys all work
The
there?
center,
You should.
the center of it, you're clearly looking through the bottom. Look, you're clearly looking through the
The
bottom.
bottom's taped to the table, bud. The bottom of the lens, you can't see anything but the table. So we're not looking through the bottom of the lens. That's the table.
If you draw a line, right, from the side to side, you're looking through the bottom half. See?
Next question, James.
There we go.
You guys need like
And
little.
he skipped past the meteorologist. There we go. Go back. Go back to the meteorologist and see which half they're looking through.
Next question, please, James.
Yes, there we go. Run.
Potato Man says Roohif is a great explainer. Big fan of Roohif. Please consider expository writing as a hobby. This one from Slylock says water finds its level. That's why droplets find a sphere. Go put a droplet of water on a flat table and see what it does. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, if you Google it,
is that for me?
Water form into drops on tables. Actually, if the table is made out of cloth, like denim or linen or cotton, the cloth would just absorb the liquid. You wouldn't get little balls on top of it. The reason it forms into little balls is because the surface tension from the table, the water the surface is hydrophobic and it's resisting the water. But if the surface isn't hydrophobic, it doesn't make a little globe ball. It flattens out. Look at a puddle, guys. I don't know why you guys are looking at raindrops. You guys got too many teardrops flowing off your head, globe tears. Those are round, but when they form into a lake or a puddle, they're flat. That's why TLC said, don't go chasing globe tears. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Those are flat.
This one from Jim Daniel says jet streams are caused by the combination of intense atmospheric heating disparities and the Coriolis effect resulting from Earth's rotation. Oops.
Yeah, correct.
Nathan?
If they say so with no proof, James, I'm a cornholiest believer. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay. But is there an explanation on flat Earth? Like an explanation
yeah,
for why I measure 8 inches per mile squared, an explanation why Canada is blocked from the bottom up?
Yeah, the amount of bottom up obstruction changes hour to hour and day to day. I've said that like 10 times in this.
Right. And what have I said 10 times in response, Nathan? Get away from the surface.
Okay, we did, and it was flat. So, all right, James, next question.
Show me that. Show me that. Are you going to show me little piggy again?
4-minute video, bro. You have globemia. It's like you don't remember what happened 30 minutes ago. Next question, please,
wow.
James.
You're going to show me little piggy again using a GoPro below center frame. Like you've learned nothing in 10 years, Nathan. Nothing.
This one from Zamaray says, then accept Kip's video with a rectilinear lens.
Yes,
Kip Duger like a morphing horizon, bro. This is what's so fucking crazy, James. Do you want me to pull it up? Kip Duger Taz's video.
Yeah, as long as there's no audio. What are you doing? You pulling it up?
Pulling something.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. 1 second, bro.
It's more than an SUV. It's your Chevy Equinox.
We can't see it.
I think we're gonna go. Awesome. Let me get the contract. One last thing.
No, hold on. This is so funny.
Okay.
All right. James, can I get the big screen?
Yes.
I got it. All right. Actually, I just have to hit it and like automatically does it for you. All right, here we go. Here you can see the curve. And then you go a little bit farther. Where's it morph into? It's usually when it's coming into frame or going out of frame. 1 second. We'll see the morphing horizon. I just had it on.
Give me 1 minute, James. 1 minute.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Well, that looks pretty flat. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, Look how flat that is, guys. And then you're going to see it morph into a curvature, right? And this is what Neil deGrasse, Snake in the Grass, Tyson was talking about, is that the fisheye lens curves horizontal lines. And so, look, it starts curving. It's morphing in front of your face, guys. I don't know how anyone, look at it's flat here. Well, go back a little bit, like a few seconds. It's flat right here. And then it starts morphing into a curve. And it's flat. Look at it's a bowl up here in the corner of the screen. If you guys can't see that this is a fisheye lens causing distortion, you need to go back to your globe store and return your globe goggles. Get better ones. They're not working.
This one from, let me see. I think I've got this. Slylock
Oh,
says,
can I just comment on that? Sorry. All lenses have distortion, right? But rectilinear lenses have far, far less. All right. So what Nathan just showed you then was in the far corner of the lens, which is where you'll get the most distortion.
Heathens said,
Oh, okay. So I just talked about that. Thank you. That was my argument. Go ahead, Jim.
please ask Nathan to describe what antipodes are and try not to give us an answer that will make us laugh at you. Also, don't deflect, Nathan.
Aren't antipodes when something's on the other side of something? So like when the sun and moon are antipodal from each other, you get a full moon. And when the sun passes the moon, you get a new moon, and the wheel in the sky keeps on turning because we're on a flat earth. Thanks for playing.
This one from Slylock says, jet streams
Hang on. How is the moon like on the other side of the sun?
For the third time,
how is the Earth in the middle?
Audience, bro. You're done asking me questions. You can join my Patreon.
I'll answer my own questions. If the moon and the sun and the Earth are in a straight line, then bye flat Earth. How does a lunar eclipse happen if the sun's in the Earth's in the middle?
Well, you have something called a Selenelion eclipse. Ain't that right, James? You get a question about it pretty much every debate, and you can't say the word after 10 years. Pretty funny. Selenelion eclipses are when the sun and the moon are above the horizon for a single observer. So it's not the Earth getting in the way. Also, shadows are dark, not glowing red, orange, and purple. So the lunar eclipse is not a shadow. Go ahead, James. Next question.
This one
from... Do we want an explanation of that or no?
No, we don't. No, we heard the explanation in second grade, bro. I don't know if you get this, but we all...
You still don't understand it.
In second grade, and you're not going to gaslight me into a globe religion. So go ahead, James.
It's almost like you froze in second grade, Nathan, because you just don't understand the explanation.
This one from Slylock says, you know, it has been about 6 years that we've hosted you, Nathan. Well, Roohif, we hosted you a long time ago too, and I'm reminiscing about it. It's just fun to get to still host you guys. Skylock says jet streams bend routes slightly. They don't add thousands of miles. Nathan, you always argue in bad faith. Thanks for playing.
The jet streams move like 300 to 400 miles an hour at some places on Earth. And if you're traveling like I did to South Korea, talk about flat Earth, for 12 hours in an airplane, let's say you're in a jet stream going 300 miles an hour for 10 hours, that's 3,000 miles, bro. So that guy just said you cannot have a jet stream add thousands of miles to your journey, but it actually can if you do the math. I don't know. These guys.
Did you do the math, Nathan?
I just did it.
Did you do the math?
Yeah, I just did it. 10 times 300 is 3,000.
Right. So when I sent my intro notes to Nathan, I sent him my Southern Flights video, where what I did is I got the data that Bob Wins and Earth.nullscore uses, and used the tracking data for the plane along with that jet stream data, and worked out how long the flight should take if the winds are as they are given by NOAA. Guess what, Nathan? If you had watched it, you would see that I got within 15 minutes of the actual flight time.
On your secondhand data that someone gave you and you didn't verify. Cool story.
Okay, so where are you getting your 300 mile per hour jet streams from?
That's how fast the jet streams move. Simple Google search. Go
According
ahead.
to what? According to what? Sorry?
Simple Google search.
Oh, secondhand data.
Are you going to deny that we have jet streams?
Such a fucking hypocrite. No. I'm calling you a hypocrite because you say the data I use is secondhand, but what are you using?
Yeah, flight pass and secondhand data, stuff we agree on, we don't need to debate. Okay, stuff we don't disagree on, you need to prove, and your best proof is, oh, let me pull my pants down and show you something someone else did. Cool story.
Okay. Anyway, hypocritical. The end.
Boring, bro. It's
Planet
boring.
Peterson
Repeat yourself
Clips.
over and over again.
Planet Peterson Clip says, never forget that, let's see, they say, were you arrested ever, Nathan?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I got arrested.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, James,
huh?
disorderly conduct, which is
Okay.
subjective. It's not even objective. It's not even like your blood alcohol was 0.08. You get arrested for DUI. What is disorderly conduct? Not being a status NPC that does everything the other status NPCs does. Yeah, well, I'm cool with that. I'm kind of disorderly in that way, and I conduct myself disorderly.
Shouting at school kids. Shouting at what, they're 10 years old?
They're in a field. Did you want me to whisper? I whisper to people in a field.
I want you to not look like a fucking creep. That'd be nice.
We'll just
you
go
guys
to
are
the
the
next
one locking-
question. This one from
You guys are the one
ADHD.
locking them in cages.
Me?
Lying to them. So
ADHD.
I appreciate if you stop locking kids in cages. Lying to them.
Planet Peterson, they already brought up the chicken costumes. All right, ADHD Project says, I'm playing a drinking game. Every time Nathan cries host, I drink. I am roaring. Nathan can't have a debate to save his life unless on a playground. Now, Nathan,
Sorry, James, I thought I was muted.
ADHD Projects may be open to a debate. I don't know. But have you guys debated? I think you guys did.
Does he have any credentials, or is he a drooling Bill Nye wannabe?
Let's see.
Does he have any credentials, James?
Well, but let's say that, most, I think it's like 70% of Americans don't have a bachelor's degree, in which case it's just kind of the norm to not have credentials. But this one from 3 Ron says, I love how Nathan brought up the fully exposed, old, dishonest, flat earth pricks. Gotta lie to Flurf. Welcome to spherical earth, Nathan.
Thanks for playing, bro.
Oh, come on,
little
Nathan.
piggy's icing on the cake.
Come on, Nathan. You're just having a good time. That one wasn't even bad. This one from Bless My Vibe Code says, I just looked it up. It's true. Nathan got arrested. Okay, gotcha. This one, they say Potato Man says, Roohif says, unlimited budget, or they say, Roohif, if you had an unlimited budget, how do you design a globe demo? Or maybe how would you? I think it's how would you?
It cost me $50 to hire a theodolite. I mean, I could go all over the world and measure the oblateness if you like, but yeah, it doesn't cost much.
Goofy the Cat says, Dave, and Nathan.
Hold on, James. Theodolites measure angles, and theodolites have limitations. It's in the specifications. You can't just point a theodolite miles and miles away at the horizon and claim to get an accurate angle measurement to the horizon. They list in the spec, they're only accurate, even the best ones, 1,500 meters, James. So
it's incorrect, Nathan. Incorrect. Do you even have any idea what you're talking about? Hold up. Right, what Nathan is talking about is electronic distance measurement for a total station, where they put a reflector up to 1,500 meters away and measure the travel time, right? So they get a distance to it. That's not measuring an angle like a theodolite does. That's EDM.
This one, 4. Potato, we got that one. Goofy the Cat says...
James. Sorry, James.
Yes?
Can I get the big screen real quick?
Yes.
Funny, bro. It's like these guys, dude. They just lie. It says, yes, theodolites have inherent distance-based limitations on their accuracy. And that's what I just said.
Okay.
And then he tried to gaslight me, still talking, you crybaby Glober with no evidence. He tried to gaslight me. He's like, you don't understand theodolites. Well, a simple Google search shows that I do understand theodolites. There are limitations to their accuracy, and it's based on the distance, and you can find that in specifications. It's exactly what I said.
Okay, you said 1,500 meters, Nathan.
No. Okay, cool story. You got to stop lying to people. If you flee from the truth...
Nathan, I wouldn't say that.
If you pridefully cling to lies, the truth will flee from you, Roohif.
Okay, so when you said 1,500 meters, you are referring to electronic distance measurement, right? I agree with what AI says there. It says primarily because, scroll up, primarily because
Theodolite.
angular
Our
errors,
petrol station, theodolite.
one arc second amplify over long distances. I agree with that, right? 1 arc second over 100 miles is, half as big as an error as 1 arc second over 200 miles, right? That's fine. I agree with that. But theodolites are and are often used over 100 miles. If you can see it, you can measure an angle to it.
Right on.
This one from, do appreciate it. Yerba Mate Talks says, after show on Yerba Mate Talks, open panel, let's discuss the debate. Grumble Snort says, the piggy video shows curving up at the edges. Clearly, it's lens distortion. Any thoughts?
Yeah. It's a GoPro. Like I said, the contrast of Neil deGrasse Tyson saying how dishonest it is to use a GoPro to show the curvature of the Earth, and at the bottom half is Nathan showing, using a GoPro footage to show it's flat. Like,
got 4 minutes.
That's mind blowing.
Without a curving, morphing horizon. 4 minutes straight video.
And you're all below the center of frame, Nathan. You've learned nothing in a decade. Nothing.
You're Delphic oracles that go in front of college committees and college students and go on Joe Rogan and run observatories and have letters in front of their name say you don't see the curve of the Earth from 120,000 feet. And we
Guess what, Nathan?
Quiet, Roohif. I can play the video again. We got drooling Bill Nye wannabes that say, I'm going to throw Neil deGrasse Tyson under the bus, the most famous scientist in my Delphic globe religion, and say, okay, well, what he says isn't true. I'm right.
Correct.
I want to believe in a globe.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson is wrong. And I can say that because I'm not in a fucking cult, Nathan.
Okay, right on. He's wrong. Did you send him an email? You tell him stop embarrassing our globe religion saying it looks flat?
Sure, if you'd like me to. If you'd like me to. Sure, he's wrong on that point. Demonstrably wrong.
All right, so we got people, Bill Nye wannabes with no credentials, saying the people at the top of their globe religion are wrong. Riveting, bro. Excellent.
Yeah, again, like, you keep calling it a globe religion. Right? I'm happy to call him out and say he's wrong.
This one from
Goofy
the Cat says, why did flat Earth pilots go extinct? Because they tried to land nose first. FYI, Dave drives a bus. He could not get the pilot's license. I don't know who Dave is.
No idea about that.
No question there, James. Next question.
Bless My Vibe Code says, I love the different debates on this channel, but Nathan, I don't want to have on. Let's see. This one. 3 runs.
Well, it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun checking in every couple of years just to show that he hasn't learned anything. Literally nothing.
You guys are old pals. You guys have certainly got chemistry. You guys go way back. Now, you guys remember, I don't know if you guys ever debated on the non sequitur show. Do you guys have that long of a history? 3 Ron says Nathan spun, parentheses.
James. I actually, James, just so you know, I actually almost canceled the debate. Well, the reason I agreed to it is I didn't know I debated this globehead before. So I don't know why you think like we've got some history and some relation. I don't even know who he was. I almost canceled the debate when I found out I'd already debated him. But then I thought about the Bible and how it says, let your yes be your yes and your no be your no. So I came on here as a favor to you, James, and to keep my good reputation.
Roohif, I just want to.
Nice.
We're glad you are here, Nathan, and that you kept your word. And Roohif, I just want to rub it in for you and say, Nathan didn't even know who you are. How do you like them apples?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. This one from 3 Ron says Nathan spun, parentheses, lied the hell out of the chicken suit story. Let's see. Nathan, did you sorry. We don't have to go into it. I see.
Hey, James, I actually when I was promoting this debate like a couple hours ago on TikTok, I thought his name was Rufus. So I was going around TikTok saying I'm debating Rufus the Doofus on Modern Day Debate. I didn't even know this dude's name.
Roohif, did you hear that laugh? Wow, he laughs at you. Okay, well,
I know. That was scary. That was scary.
This
might be in a bit of cognitive decline there, Nathan. You can't remember.
This one from Potato Man says, of the 8.3 billion people, you're smarter than how many, Nathan?
Well, I don't know. Half the people out there have below average intelligence. That's just the math. So
It's
I don't
true.
know. You know,
Potato Man
I don't worry
says,
too much.
for Nathan, if you had an unlimited budget, what flat Earth demonstration would you design to
I've
really
been
show?
trying to get a millionaire to go to Lake Titicaca with me in Peru. It's 14,000 feet above sea level and 100 miles wide. And I guarantee, especially if we could get an array, if I had unlimited money, I would get like an array of my flashlights, and not just one. I'd get like 8, and then I'd design a giant Fresnel lens to get all that light propagating in a parallel fashion. And I would shine that
What
light.
kind of lens again? Sorry.
I'm in the middle of answering questions from the audience, Roof.
Sorry.
It's the doofus. Can you chill out?
Just want to hear you say Fresnel again.
Fresnel, Fresnel, potato, tomato. Are you done? Interrupted.
Yes.
All right, so I'm
Go.
trying to go Lake Titicaca, James, 100 miles wide. Then when we debunk the globe religion there, you know, then what?
This one from
I don't know.
Hack Rummun says, OG Nathan's still pretending. Okay. This one from, I think we might be caught up. Let me just see. I think that might be, we're close to the end of the questions. And we have maybe some new ones that have come in. So Heathen says modern debate antipodes are related to earthquakes, Nathan. You should get a new script, and while you're at it, look them up. Slam dunk against the flurf.
Yeah, they might be included in earthquakes, but they're not exclusive to earthquakes, James. Next question.
This one from
Just
Skylock
to
says Nathan
clarify.
screams crybaby at everyone, then melts down when our super chats call him out. The irony is brutal.
Yep, I'm in full melt now, James. Next question, please.
Zamaray says Neil says the Earth is a globe, Nathan. Is he wrong?
That's an all or nothing fallacy. I don't have to agree with his favorite flavor of ice cream to use him as a hostile witness when he goes in front of a stage full of college students saying the Earth is flat from 128,000 feet, and you don't see the curve. The only reason you see the disingenuous curvature of the Earth is because they use a GoPro lens. Go ahead.
Jay says Tiger says Nathan, when will the flat Earth community fund their own expeditions to Antarctica?
Do they need to?
I'm not sure. I'm busy in an RV traveling the country hosting flat Earth meetups. Last year we went from Florida to Washington, and then I went back to Florida. Every major city we hosted flat Earth meetups. I get interviews from the flat earthers, and it's incredible. We ran into a hydrological engineer from the USGS in Atlanta, and he became a flat earther working at the USGS, taking your tax money to measure the surface of water with his master's degree in earth science. So your globe's crumbling, bro. I've been doing this for 10 years. I run into flat earthers every single day. I went 8 days in a row on tour last year, running into a random flat earther at Chipotle or at the gas station. We are freaking everywhere. 10 years ago, we were nowhere. So the globe religion's falling apart real time like a house of cards. Enjoy the show.
This one from, do appreciate it. Zamaray says, oh, we got that. MM84 says the person sitting with Nathan is also embarrassed. Nathan, now's your chance. Pull out Travis and show that he's not embarrassed. Please.
That's Trevor.
Travis.
Oh,
That's
sorry. Trevor. Trevor, do you want to
right.
prove this super chatter wrong?
That I'm embarrassed?
No,
I'm embarrassed.
you got to prove him wrong by saying you're not embarrassed.
Nathan is killing it. I'm proud of him. Absolute genius here. And I couldn't do it, but we're just watching him dismantle the globe religion.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, super chatter. Take that. So we have one last question. Even Lord, I saved your question from early in the debate. Don't worry. I have a feeling this is going to be serious. Let me pull this up. Now, thank you. And it's Trevor, right? Sorry about that. Trevor. Glad that you're here, Trevor. This one from Even Lord says, a question for the Q&A. Why does the ocean experience a massive change when going into the Pacific from the Atlantic from the Magellan Strait? How is it possible on flat Earth?
He said something changes elevation? Is that his claim?
No.
They're
They're saying Why does the ocean experience a massive change when going into the Pacific from the Atlantic from the Magellan Strait? So I think this is below.
Change in what?
He's trying to say that you get from one side of the strait to the other, and you go down because the Earth curves. No, sea level's level, guys. National Geographic or the Discovery Channel measured it for 19 years, taking measurements like every hour to predict tides. And they assumed the levelness of the water. Level means free of bends, curves, or irregularities. Synonyms are flat, plumb, flush, smooth. So the sea level isn't curving. If it was, they'd call it sea curve, guys.
Juicy. We have maybe one or two questions that just came in last minute. This one from Rubaloop says, Nathan, so what do you predict from Lake Titicaca?
Oh, hold on. Let me get my crystal ball. It's going to be flat like the other 12 states I freaking tested, and they had 2 oceans that I tested. Now, all the water is flat, guys. It's a property of fluid statics. Water at rest seeks its level. Level is free of curves, bends, or irregularities. That's why they call it sea level.
Are you going to waste your time close to the surface? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, we can't see the curve close to the surface. We got to get high like Snoop Dogg. That's a Snoop Dogg fallacy, Roohif.
Okay.
This one from Aaron says, no globe religion, so you can't dismantle it. This one?
It's weird. Like I get called a globe zealot, or he keeps trying to put these religious ideas onto me, and I'm like, dude, you're the one in the cult.
Juicy to say the least. That is it for our questions. I'm going to double check right here. We just want more serious questions. So if they're just insults toward Nathan, I understand the satisfaction you get. I mean, look at them there. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Getting an
Come on.
insult from a glober, bro, is like getting fan mail from a flat earther, dude. I love it. I eat them up like frosted flakes in the morning. They're great.
All right. That's funny. I thought you were just telling me you didn't like those. But anyway, the point is
I don't
this.
wait.
He's had a bag. He's had a bag before the debate.
This this is what we're gonna wrap it up with. That's a point we'll end on. Want to say, folks, both of our guests are linked in the description box. What are you waiting for? Check out their links in the description box. Roohif and Nathan are in the description box, including at the podcast. All of Modern Day Debates episodes end up on the podcast, so you can watch them wherever you are. Even if you don't have service, you just download it on your phone. You're going through a tunnel. You're in the mountains of Lake Titicaca. You're set because you have Modern Day Debate on podcast. And you can find our guest links in the description box for the podcast too. With that, I want to say a huge thank you to Nathan. And thank you very much for Roohif for being with us. It's been a truly amazing debate.
Thanks, James, for having me.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Nathan. It's been pleasant.
Thanks for the debate.
I'll be back in a moment.
Take care.
All right. Good. Take care. I'll be back in a moment, folks. Stick around. I'll let you know about upcoming debates, so don't go away.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I'm that guy. Get
Amazing. That was something. But yes, I do what I love hosting these. I got to be honest. When we host like the old ones that we used to host like long ago, they are fun. Flat Earth, evolution, creation. We haven't hosted creationism in a long time. And so I do want to say thank you guys for all of your support. It is always fun to be here. I'm going to fix the old share screen here, and I will let you know about other cool, juicy stuff. So, in particular, I want you first to see my cool say hello to my little friend shirt. This is one of my favorite t-shirts. But more importantly, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. It does help the channel. We do appreciate that. And also, please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. The reason is, with Modern Day Debate, subscribers make a big difference. And here's how. Because when we reach out to a new guest and we say, hey, we'd love to have you on Modern Day Debate, blah, 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 we invite them. The first thing that they will look at is the subscriber count. For real. You didn't know that? That is why you hitting subscribe really does help us get bigger guests and bigger debates for you. But I want to say thank you guys for your support. Thank you for being here. Juiced Clary 9110. Thank you for coming by, as well as Grumble Snort. Thanks for being an amazing member. Leia Bobea, thanks for being an amazing member as well. If you didn't know it, folks, we do have channel memberships. Check those out by clicking the join button. Now, maybe you're like, I really like Patreon. We have a Patreon too. Let me check. I don't know if I've actually got that linked in the description. I should do a better job. No, I can't believe that. We haven't had that linked in the description for a long time. So what I'm going to do is right now, Modern Day Debate is I'm going to put the old Patreon link there in case anybody does want to check out our Patreon. And not only that, because you're maybe like, okay, what else? We have all of our social media in the description box, but we also have our insiders email list. And that's important because let's see here. Patreon. Doodly dee. That's important because if you want to know about upcoming events for Modern Day Debate, you should join our members only, or I should say, oh yeah, members only is a great place to join because we also do members posts where we say, hey, our next event is going to be in this month and in this city. I can tell you right now, we're looking at summer. That's when DebateCon 8 is probably going to be. We're going to put a little more prep time. We want to make sure that we don't do these shotgun events anymore where we just have 30 days to promote it. And we're like, yeah, we can do better than that. So we are expecting that it will be probably in June. Not for sure, but that's what we're expecting. But join our members, or I should say our insiders email list, which is in the description box as well. And I'll put that in the old live chat. Insider list is that way you can get updates on when our next event will be, as well as thanks for your patience. That way you can get not only updates on what city we will be in next for our live events, but also I'm blanking here. What was it? I gotta be honest, I'm really tired right now, and I'm acting like I'm just brimming with energy, but I'm actually really I was like about 20 minutes, I was like, whoa, I'm shutting down hard. Oh, yes. Discount codes. If you sign up for the email list, you can get a discount code. That way you get a reduced price on your tickets. But yes, Killer Clown 2335, thanks for your kind words, says hit the like button, and do indeed hit that like button. We do appreciate that support. And Grumble Snort says James looks like a cutout from a 90s home video. That's true. We do I'm planning on getting a nicer camera. I just need to do one more move because I'm moving right now as a temporary stay where I am at. But anyway, let's see. Lincoln Wise 8641, glad that you are with us, as well as James Maddox W1C. Thank you for being with us. And oh, you, Nathan, thank you for being with us as well. I'm going to flip on that subscribers only live chat. And that way, just in case you didn't hear that reminder earlier, you will know, you'll get the reminder to subscribe if you're hanging out in the old live chat. I want to say thank you guys for all of your support, though. We have big things coming. Leia Bobea says, can we get another Titicaca? Yes, Lake Titicaca. I don't know where it is. I think remind me, it's in it must be south. I think it's in South America, but I don't know that for sure. So tell me. Now, one thing I'm a little bit, I'm confused by is that, you know what? I was suspecting, I have to be honest, during this live stream. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. Sometimes, now I'm always looking for instances where channels are botted. By botted, do you know what that means? That means that sometimes a channel will buy bots to watch their content. Even their live streams now, you can have bots sent to a live stream. And I'm always on the lookout because I've never actually bought views or subscribers or bots for this channel. I'll be completely honest. I was tempted when I first started because we had like 180 subs, and it was like, well, maybe we'll have more social credibility if we did have more subscribers. But I always just thought like, nah, and so I never did it. But I can understand and why it's tempting, and that's why I also don't want to be so hard on people, because I think a lot of content creators do it, to be honest. But I also wonder if people do it to us, whether it be because they're trying to be helpful. They're like, oh, we'll send bots to the stream and it'll make it like look even more popular. Maybe like fans of a show would do that. I don't know. I certainly never told them. And frankly, I would not want people to do that. Now, maybe another explanation is like, well, could it be that maybe enemies would even do it? Like they're like, hey, we're going to do it because we know YouTube doesn't like it. And YouTube might see that you have bots, being paid for to go to your channel. And they might think like, hey, come on, man, don't do that, James. You're going to get a little penalty here. I don't think that they would do that. One, I think YouTube would probably, um, I think YouTube probably knows that sometimes that kind of warfare goes on. Social media folks, I think, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do that type of warfare where they send bots to other people's channel because they're thinking I'm going to get their channel in trouble. They're my competitor, rival, whatever. Maybe they do that. I don't know. So there's that. But I think that YouTube would know better where they wouldn't bring the hammer down. So I don't know. But real Cygnus, thanks for coming by. Now, the reason I bring that up though is because we had like 800 live viewers at one point during this debate tonight, I think. At least 700. And now we've got 403, but we've only got 200 likes. Now, that's actually not that rare. Like, usually the likes, like, it's not uncommon. Like, in terms of like viewer to like ratio, it's not that uncommon that you have 1,000 viewers and only like 30% have hit like. Or in this case, if we had 800 viewers and 200 likes, that's not that crazy. Although do hit the like button because we should at least hit 250. But the other thing is the live chat was going so slow. When we had 800, I was like, man, why is the chat going so slow? It might be that maybe people, because I've seen 800 actual live viewers before, and I've seen like I've seen all the numbers. I think we've like organically the best we've ever had is I think we've had one stream that had maybe 4,000 live viewers. It was a Destiny Vosh debate a long time ago, and it was in person too. So there's that. Says Leia Bobea says there's 1,000 on the last few dates. I don't think that's true. The last one for sure. Last Saturday there were only like, oh man, I think it was like 200 tops. But usually the live chat, like I can usually eyeball the live chat and be like, the chat should be moving faster if we really have 800. But I'm also a little bit, I'm all right now. I think there's a bot under every stone. Because, but I really do. There are some content creators where I see their content and I'm like, it's sometimes just flagrantly obvious. Sometimes they will have like 100,000 views on a video and 180 likes. There's just no way that's real. There's no chance. The likes should be way higher for 100,000 views. I know it. I've got enough videos that have hit 100,000 views. I know what the likes should be. There's no chance they had 180 likes. So I see that sometimes on different content creators' channels, and I'm like they're not even trying. Or the comments. If you have 100,000 views and they have like 25 comments, no chance. Doesn't make sense. The numbers don't add up. And that's how you can spot the bots, is all these metrics are supposed to correlate relatively well. And their correlations will like ebb and flow with different channels and even different videos on the same channel. But there are some numbers that they're just too far off. They wouldn't make sense. That's why. Now we don't ever have those. Like I said, our likes were fine. The live chat. It might just be that people are I think, frankly, like flat Earth is still kind of interesting to just listen in on, but people aren't as wound up about it as they used to be. They used to be very wound up. Like people used to be like really snarly about it. It used to be a very like I would even say kind of toxic. It was just man, it used to be kind of like kind of an angry culture where man, the flat earthers and the globers both could just be really hard on each other. And they were just so like but yeah, anyway. But yeah, Norek, good to see you. Happy Valentine's Day is I've had him come to my office. I've had him handcuffed before, Norek. But yeah, I'm going to go though because I am really tired. But I do want to say again, thanks for being members, Leia Bobea, Grumble, Snort. And there's got to be more members. There we go. KG18888. Thanks for being a member as well. And thank you guys just for hanging out though. Rekka, Trillion, and let's see here, as well as Eric B1Y2P, Meek and me as well, Norek, and OU Nathan, thanks as well. Paul Schober, glad that you were here. Thanks for being subscribers as well. Undercover Cop, thank you for being subscriber. And Eureka Karu, am I saying that right? Eureka Akaru 4649, glad that you were with us. Thanks for all your support, guys. Casual Crip says, turn on the TV. But yeah, thank you guys for all your support. You go to sleep. Is let me pull up the Fred soundboard really quick because it's just fun. I just think this is funny. I never claimed I was like Mr. Mature. I'm just enjoying myself here. So let me look this up. A licensed bail bonds. Miss Childs. This is Miss Childs. Now these soundboards, it's crazy how many buttons there are. So yeah, my computer like commonly like has difficulty loading it up. Like right now it's trying to load a soundboard and it's taking so long. Well, I hope we get to I really want to do this. Come on, man. There we go. Okay. Hmm. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, okay, so this is yes. Play it. It's not hey, why can't I hear it? Come on. What's going on here? Can you guys hear it? I can't hear it. Let me see if I can fix this. Why I don't hear it. I don't have the tune. I don't have my you guys are not hearing it, right? I don't know if it's just slow or what. A licensed bail bondsman. Norex says, "Do you want the Dr. Goldstein soundboard?" I've been listening to a lot of Dr. Goldstein lately. So those of you who may be unfamiliar, I have a guilty pleasure of listening to soundboard prank phone calls. You know, like in the, I don't know, like late 90s, they were doing these already. Is heck, I seriously can't hear it. That's funny. Now, I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not hearing any sound from here. What? Well, don't worry about it. But I'm honestly I'm kind of angry because I really want to hear this. So let me look this up. Well, I'm just trying to figure out why it's not working. A licensed bail bondsman. So I'm going to try to play a YouTube video and then we'll know if it's my speakers, like if they went haywire or what. So my own voice you might be able to hear here. Hey, I can't hear that either. What's going on? That's weird. But okay, so there's that. Man, I don't understand. Uh, let's see here. I'm just gonna turn up my old audio here. Man, I'm baffled. I don't like how could, but I'm also so tired that we may just have to do it another night. I don't understand. I'm surprised. Let me just reclose. Then I'm gonna open this. Uh, Whatever. Grumble Snort says, I feel like James is looking into my room at my messy desk. It looks so messy. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really. But come on, come on, come on. Is Fred Herbert soundboard. Okay. I closed all of Firefox. So if this doesn't do it, I just don't know what would. So, you know. It says microphone in use by OBS Studio, Zoom meetings. Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting pretty tired. I want to say thank you guys for your support. We keep sifting out the reasonable from the unreasonable. It says this page is slowing down Firefox. Come on. All right. We're going to let it go. I do want a Chris Hansen soundboard as well, Norak. I get what you mean. Casual Crypt and Norak, they definitely get the soundboard games. It's a good time. Now let me see. Yes, play it. Weird. I'm just baffled. Is this it? No. But I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. Thank you guys for all your support. Hit that like button. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you at the next debate. Keep sifting out the